good. Oh, I did not start Tickfinity. Whoopsies. Bam! We are Gucci. We are Gucci. Welcome in, y'all. I'm going to turn that line on. Let me get my backup in here. Hey, Queen. Okay, perfect. We are good. Welcome into the show, guys. How is everyone's Tuesday? How is everyone's Tuesday going? Is TikTok glitching? Is Studio glitching? I have my backup in the request and it's not even showing my backup. What in the world is happening right now? There it is. Bro, it's gonna be a day. It's gonna be a day. I don't. Welcome into the show, guys. Welcome in those of you on the YouTube side as well. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in. Those of you on the TikTok side, tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 5K and beyond. I do have the call-in number going, so let's get. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to Defend the Indefensible. I have a proposition for Trump supporters. Okay? This is my proposition. So, for some reason, it seems like there's this talk now about the left and how we're just so angry, we're just so aggressive, we're just so violent, we don't want what's good for America. And even when Trump does good things, we can't compliment said good things, right? Right? There's all this talk about that. Now, for some reason, we are asked after they voted for a felon, after they voted for a civilly liable sexual assaulter, now we're being asked to come together with this groups of people. And I just want to let you guys know the road to bipartisanship, the road to fixing America starts one way and with one thing. And the only way that happens, this prerequisite has to take place. It starts with dumping Trump. There is no bringing America together. There is no bettering this country with exalting one of the most disgusting, deplorable human beings to ever sit in the Oval Office. I don't know what else to tell you guys. There is no getting around that. Trump is destroying America. He doesn't stand for American values. He shits on the Constitution, quite literally uses it as toilet paper. There is no moving on from that. However, despite all of this, there is a growing number of Trump supporters that are seeing the light, a growing number of them that understand that the Trump administration is very much doing the opposite of what they voted for. When we talk about Iran, when we talk about healthcare, so on and so forth, just blatantly disrespecting everything this country stands for, and they regret their vote. This is a safe space for those Trump supporters. If you're a Trump supporter who regrets your vote, request up in the box. You're the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. I want to know when, I want to know how, I want to know why. What exactly made you, leave the fold? And if you're a Trump supporter who does not regret your vote, you can request up in the box. I can give you several reasons as to why you should. Continue to double tap the screen, send your daily heart me. So let's knock out this little 1 cent gift goal, get us boosters out in the FYP. Repost the live, add it to your story, repost, and looks like we have our first guest. Greg, did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, but I don't regret my vote. So do I not apply to your life?
I just mentioned 2 prerequisites, but sure, you don't regret your vote. Why is that?
Come on, man. Yo, Trump is king, brother. Trump is king.
Okay, I didn't vote for a king. I voted for a president.
I would rather a king.
Why would you rather a king?
Come on, bro. Like, you see what's going on in the rest of the world. You see what's going on with the rest of the world right now. I feel like America, we standing for something different.
Do you know the difference between a king and a president?
I don't know I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the actual definition between the difference.
You call them a king and you don't know the definition?
I just feel like, honestly, bro, if Trump ran for a third term, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Not
surprising. That's really where I'm at with it.
I
You know
think
what I
you
mean?
guys have a tendency to use words that you don't mean, and I don't know why you bother to do so. If you don't
All right,
know the
so put me
difference
on, bro.
between a
Put me
king
on. Put me
and
on.
a
What is the
president, then
difference?
you should
What
probably
is the difference
not
between a
exalt
king?
kings.
What's the difference between a king and a president?
Kings don't have term limits.
All right, yeah, but if Trump didn't have a term limit, I wouldn't be mad at that, bro.
Okay,
I
then you
would
go
not be
against the
mad at.
Constitution and what the founding fathers originally
I
wanted for
would
this
go against
country.
the Constitution. I feel like the Constitution is very flawed. It's very flawed.
Tell me what amendment in the Constitution you think needs amending.
Well, for one, the two-term limit thing. That's what what in the Constitution. Which one is that? Where you can only run for two terms? Which one is that? 25th, 23rd? Which one is that, brother? Please put me on. Which one is that? Enlighten me, bro. This is a conversation. We're like, we're
What is
exchanging.
the net benefit of allowing a president to sit in his term for life?
What is the net benefit for allowing the president to sit in his term for life? I don't believe money matters with the term. I don't believe. Is that what you mean? Like the term?
Who's
Like I
talking
mean
about money?
the net benefit, the
Benefit?
amount of money.
No.
So what's all right, all right, all right. So what do you mean by net benefit? What do you mean by that?
How does it serve the country well for a president to have no term limit? How does it serve the country
Um,
well to elect a man until he dies?
all right. All right. Well, I think only a two term is like the exchange of ideas. Every 8 years is only these constantly switching presidents. Like whatever. All right. Like me, for example, whatever Obama worked at is like once you put someone else in, it's like all right, everything he worked for, you just if you don't agree with what he worked for, you like rewire the whole system. So I feel like um when you put like
That's not
one
possible when you sign bills into law versus
I
executive
mean
orders, which is exactly why
yeah,
the
but
Trump
bills can be
administration is so
changed though.
weak.
But bills can be changed, can't they?
Bills get introduced into Congress, pass the House and Senate, and then get
But
signed into law.
but can they be changed?
The
Can
law
bills be
can be
changed?
changed if you get the majority of the vote. That would
So
again have to
bills
go back to
so bills can
Congress.
be changed, right?
Bills can be changed, not when they're
That's what I'm
law.
saying.
Law would have to be repealed.
Laws can be changed.
Again, you would need the majority of Congress to then overturn.
But
What's the
like I
last
said,
law we've had
laws can be
overturned?
but like I said,
Everything
laws
can
can
be
be changed,
changed, but
right?
again, it would be infinitely harder because if it's voted on in Congress and the Senate, it becomes law. Both parties would have agreed to this.
Okay. But but still my statement stands. Law can be changed,
Oh my
right?
God.
Right. Right? Am I saying something that's so crazy? Laws can be changed, right,
Everything
brother?
can be changed, my guy. What is your point?
Everything, exactly. That's my point. That's my point, bro.
Including with a king. So, what is your point?
Um, true, true. I agree with you there. Yeah, even with a king, everything could be changed. But I feel like I don't like I feel like that. Well, I don't feel. I think that um I think we will get a lot further ahead if there was just one, not a dictator, because dictator has like that bad stain on the name, but
Yeah, well,
if
your
there was
president
one
said he wanted to
individual,
be a dictator for a day. Day
he's
one.
ne he's never said that.
Yes,
There's
he
no,
has.
no. I've been playing close attention. He's never said once that he wanted to be a dictator.
Sir, you don't know
That's
shit
what
about
a
fuck, so you haven't
liberal.
been paying close attention to anything.
I've been paying very close attention, brother. I promise you. I have no, I have no reason to lie, gang. But I feel like yeah, like if we had one individual, it doesn't need to be Trump, If it was Bush, if it was Obama, Lord knows where we have been. But I feel like since all right, what are you posting? What are you posting right now? It's not. What is it? Put it back. Put it back.
Guys, continue to tap the screen, shout out the live with your friends and family, repost, add it to your story, send your
Stop
daily
using
heart music if you haven't
feelings. I'm
already.
not using feelings. He
Do
said he
all
liked
the
to be one.
things. If you guys haven't clearly been
This
able to tell, it's going to be a day. So,
Can you expand it a little bit? Can you expand it?
do all
Can
the
you expand it a
things.
little bit?
Got great reviews. I can't believe it. We got good reviews in that speech. Usually they say he's a horrible dictator type person. I'm a dictator. But sometimes you need a dictator. But they didn't say that in this case. And no, it's common sense. It's all based on common sense. Yeah.
That's one. There's another.
But he didn't say if I
There's
was a dictator.
another.
No, wait, no, come on, bro. Don't be petty, bro.
There's
Show me the clip where he said,
another.
if I was a dictator for
Hey,
a
do
day.
you know what there's another means?
Bro, can you show me that one clip, bro? Can
Okay,
just
I
show
need
me
you to
where he
listen
said-
closely to the words coming out of my mouth because you're listening
I'll
to
listen.
respond versus comprehending.
listen.
If I said
I'll
there's
listen.
another, that's me implying there's another clip that's showing exactly what I'm stating. In which case, you would have to motherfucking wait for said clip. Okay, that's
Whoa,
coming.
whoa, profanity, bro. Show
Yes, I
aggression,
cuss. I'm
bro.
sorry. Are you a child?
I cuss too. But
okay.
I
Then
feel
what
like
are we
we're
doing?
starting with a conversation.
Then what are we
so-
doing?
In Trump's board.
Under no circumstances, you are promising America tonight, you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Except
Look,
for?
he's going crazy. Except for day one.
Meaning?
I want to close the border, and I want to drill.
That's
drill,
not that's
drill. No.
that's not retribution.
I'm gonna be. You know, he keeps. We love this guy. He says, "You're not gonna be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No. Other than day one, we're closing the border."
Okay,
and
he
we're
said it. You're right.
drilling. After that, I'm not a
Right,
dictator.
bro.
Okay?
You got it, bro. You got it. That's it, bro. We here to exchange information. So he did, well, you know. But then again, you know, I feel like
That's your problem with wanting a king.
but is the king a dictator though? Is
A
that the
king-
same definition?
A king who has dictator leanings, a king who openly embraces being so for a day would be a problem. This is not someone who intends to uphold the Constitution and the values that this country was founded on. This is someone who wants to uphold his way. Challenges
this
very much
well-
everything that this country is supposed, or the direction this country is supposed to be going into, and you embraced it.
But what was this country founded upon?
Not dictators, my guy.
But it was founded upon a lot of other dark things that black folk wouldn't agree on. So
Cool.
why
Well,
is it that
listen, well, I'll tell you what. Last couple Democratic presidents never said the best time in the Americas was before the 1930s. Unlike Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the one who
And
looks
when
backward
when was America founded?
when the worst of this country was being displayed and embraced. Democrats look forward. That's the difference.
But when was this country founded upon?
1776, my guy.
And when and what was going on then?
What is your point?
I'm just asking a question, brother. We having a conversation.
What
You
is
don't
your
need to be
point?
hostile.
If you're trying to
I'm
make an
trying to- I'm trying to
example
get-
of what
I'm
this
trying to
country
get
was
to it.
founded
I'm
on,
trying
how
to
it's
answer my
going
questions.
backwards, then you wouldn't have voted for the guy who literally wants to take us back to those times when we embraced
don't-
slavery,
if you don't
where
know
black
what
people
went
didn't
on
have
then, you
civil
can just
rights.
say that.
You know, Donald Trump is considered.
all-
You know, Donald Trump is considered the Civil Rights Act to be some type of a DEI legislation that puts white people at the bottom.
Repeat that one more time. You said Donald Trump is what?
Donald Trump has agreed with the likes of Charlie Kirk and several individuals by implying that the Civil Rights Act was not only a mistake, but it prioritizes any other person but white people.
Donald Trump isn't the only person that agrees with that. There's black people that agree with
I
that.
don't really give a fuck what black people agree with Donald Trump. They're all still
You
wrong.
don't? You're not pro-black?
What is? I'm sorry. Anyone who believes the Civil Rights Act was a mistake isn't pro-black. Are you black?
I am black. I'm half black.
Which one of your parents are black?
My father.
Yeah. Okay, that tracks.
If it was my mother, you would have gave me the same reaction.
Yeah.
But it's
because
my
you're chatting
father,
up the
so
same
what do you really
nonsense.
have to say?
It
What do
really
you have to
doesn't
say
matter.
about
It
that?
means nothing. Your daddy is a stupid ass nigga. Does your daddy
So
vote
why
Trump
did you-
too?
So, no, he didn't. He's actually against Trump. Me and him disagree all the time.
Really? So your dad is actually the educated one in the family. Why you want to go? Why
So
do you
if
go
you
against your father?
disagree, if you
Why do you go
no, but
against
you
your
just
father?
you just call him a dumbass nigga.
If
though.
he voted for
So-
Trump, you clarified that he did not.
but you jump to conclusions.
If he voted for Trump, that was where my conclusion was based off of.
Niggas do. Niggas
Hey,
jump to
my
conclusions.
conclusion was based off the fact that your father was as stupid as you and voted for Trump. I was incorrect with that assessment considering that he voted Democrat.
But you called him a dumbass nigga, so you jump to conclusions.
On the
When
basis of
niggas-
him voting for
when
Trump.
niggas typically,
Are you hearing the words coming out of my mouth, Greg?
Typically,
On the
I heard what
basis
you
of
said
him
when you called
voting
him a
for
dumbass.
Trump, I called him a stupid ass nigga. Now that I understand he is not a stupid ass nigga who voted for Trump, then I'm leaving this all on you. Cool? Great. If you actually comprehended words, you wouldn't be responding to bullshit.
You responded to call. I'm responding to you calling my father a dumbass nigga.
Tell me what
without
your
even
dad's
knowing
issue is with Trump. What is your dad's issue with Trump?
Probably everything that you have the same issue with.
I asked you what
You
your
have
dad's issue
no
with Trump is.
idea
You
what
said
you're
you've had
talking about.
conversations with him. Okay, so your dad doesn't either? Is your dad stupid now? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I've actually called him a dumbass nigga myself.
Fantastic. Can you tell me what your
Which
dad's issue with Trump is? Give me one.
He's he doesn't even know, but he's pro-black, so he feels like
He
any
doesn't
white
even
man
know.
empowered.
So
Hold
if
on,
you were to
hold on,
get your
let me
dad
finish,
on the
let me
line,
finish,
if
let
you were
me
to get your
finish.
dad on the line right now, he wouldn't know what his issue with Trump is.
You're listening to respond.
I'm listening to respond. No, I'm just done wasting time with you. If you called your dad right now, if you got your dad on this TikTok panel right now, he wouldn't know what his issue with Trump is. Is that what you're saying?
He really wouldn't.
Call your dad.
Like
Call your
most of
dad.
you
Bring your
niggas
dad to the
don't.
live.
I'm not gonna do it.
Bring your
he
dad
ain't
to the
on
live.
TikTok. He actually is on TikTok. But
Bring your
since
dad
I've
to
been
the
on
live.
TikTok,
Call your
he
dad.
fell off.
Call your dad.
On TikTok?
Tell your dad to come here.
He don't be ever since I've been on it. He don't be on it.
Share
Sent him
this
too
live
many-
with your dad. I want to
doesn't
talk
be-
to your dad
okay.
because
All right,
I
man.
love how you're
Sure.
trying to insult this man's intelligence. I want to hear
will.
what he has to say.
I absolutely will, brother. I will share it, and I bet you don't get a response.
Okay, that's fine.
Ask
I'll
him if he
continue to
looks
cook
like-
you.
if he
But
looks
share the live
like
to him. I want to
Logic
see if he
or
shows up.
J. Cole.
Tell him, hey, I got a black guy on TikTok like you who thinks that
I just
Donald
sent it to
Trump
him.
is
I
bad.
promise you, I just sent it to him.
Cool. Did you send the message to?
No, just something to live. I want him to join. See if he joins.
You can't
Ever
just send
since
him the
I've
live.
joined-
You can't just send him a
ever
random live.
since
You're not going
he
to tell
just
him what
said
he's
that.
joining. Tell him what he's joining.
No, ever since I've joined TikTok, he hasn't been on TikTok. He avoids it. He avoids these political
Yeah, I don't think he
conversations.
avoids TikTok because of you, my guy. Anyway, now that you sent the live to your dad, we're gonna wait on him, and I hope he joins. Tell your dad
We'll wait.
tell your
I'll wait.
dad that there's a black guy waiting on him to join the live.
Mhm.
Did you send that message?
No, I didn't say that message. Hold on.
You need to
I'm
let him
reading
know
Greg,
there's some
put your bitch
urgency
ass
here.
up. The reason 210.
You need to send him
Shut
a
your
message
ass.
with some
Greg,
urgency,
do you
bro.
look like Logic or J. Cole? Look at my picture.
Hey, bro. I need you to put some urgency behind your message. Tell your dad, a black guy is
There's
waiting
no
for him
rush,
to join the
bro.
live.
We here, gang. What we got? There's no rush.
Tell your dad.
No urgency.
Tell your dad
I
there's a
sent him the-
black
I sent
guy
him the live.
waiting for him on this live so we can have a conversation.
Okay.
That's all I need. I just need some urgency behind it. I don't believe he shared it at all. I don't believe he shared it.
Okay. All right,
I don't believe he shared it. I don't believe he shared it for
where
1 second.
Where are my kids? I'll send it to them.
Wonderful. Fantastic. Back to you. Cool.
I have no reason
So,
to cap, bro.
Your dad, apparently, you think your dad is the stupid one.
Resend it. Hold on, bro.
Good
Hold on.
job. Good job.
I mean,
I'm
let's
glad
have
you
a- let's have a
resent it.
conversation,
So
bro.
you believe your
I
dad
wanna-
is stupid. You believe your dad is stupid because he doesn't like Trump. Yet
You
you've
just
been
called him a
unable to
dumbass.
articulate
I am
exactly
mixed.
why you like Trump. I think that's super
Real,
funny to me.
I am mixed. The live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. Why?
You got a
restricted
restriction.
some more.
You got a restriction, my guy. You got a restriction. You got a restriction. When your dad responds to your message, tell him to come up. What's your dad's account's name? I can't let you back up because you just got a restriction. You have to wait 10 minutes. I'm waiting on your dad, though. Tell me your dad's account name. And when your dad comes here in 10 minutes, I want you and your dad back up on this panel. And I want to talk to the both of you. Greg, I'm going to be waiting on you and your dad to come back in 10 minutes when the restriction goes away. You and your dad come back in 10 minutes, and I want to have a chat with you both. I'm super curious. Trump supporters request up in the box. You're the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you can call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Man came up here and said, I like Trump. He's a king, man. He a king. What's the difference between a king and a president? I don't know. You educate me. But his dad's a stupid one. I bet his dad knows the difference between a king and a president. Who does mama vote for? That's a great question. That's a great question. I'm very curious as to who his mama voted for. I'm going to set the timer. I'm going to set the timer for Greg. 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes. Greg can come back, and when he comes back, he should be back with his daddy. Greg, 8 minutes until the restriction goes away, and I'll be glad to talk to you. Guys, continue to tap the screen, share out the live with your friends and family, repost, add it to your story. You guys already know the links in the bio if you want to support. Do all the things. Hard stop in 2.5 hours. But we're going to be here for the show. Erica Raid, did I miss some? W's in the chat to the Erica Raid. W's in the chat to Erica Raid. Erica, you know you can come up whenever. Oh, we had someone else in the box. Whoopsies. I forgot.
Oh.
Space, you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Do you regret your vote?
Nah.
No, not in the slightest. Do you know the difference between a king and a president?
I mean, one's like a dictator, kind of.
Cool. So did you vote for a king or did you vote for a president?
President.
Ah, fascinating. Cool.
Feel like things are going pretty well.
Good to get that out of the way, or at least you believe that you voted for a president. So why do you think Donald Trump has warranted your continued support for him?
The economy's doing pretty well. Gas prices are down. A lot of AI innovation and stuff. Things are going well.
Gas prices are down?
Yeah.
From when?
Like January of last year or so.
What has Donald Trump done to affect gas prices? That was a question for you.
There's a really loud ringing sound.
Yeah, someone's calling on YouTube because they don't know how to call when there's not a guest up in the box. Can you tell me what Donald Trump has done for gas prices?
He's definitely had some effect. I was looking into it recently. Didn't he something happened with one of the wars going on? Gas prices went down because of it. Something to do with Gaza or something.
Gas prices went down because of a war?
Yeah, well, no, because wasn't there some peace deal or something and then gas prices went down because of it? No? Pretty certain. Well, either way, gas prices are down, so clearly things are going pretty well.
I asked you what the president has done to impact gas prices, and you brought up a war.
I just said, yeah, there was a peace deal.
What peace deal would have impacted gas prices?
Wasn't there something in Gaza? No.
I'm sorry, is Israel and Hamas not fighting right now?
Yeah, but gas prices went down because of something he did. I don't remember specifically what it was, but you probably know.
If a war brought up the gas prices and this war is still ongoing, how can a deal reduce the gas prices?
You want me to look it up for you real quick?
You're more than welcome to.
All right, give me 30 seconds.
5 minutes. You have 5 minutes, Greg. I hope your daddy's ready. Your dad can request up whenever. You have 5 minutes specifically before that restriction is lifted. W's for the Erica Raid. Welcome in. W's for the Erica Raid. Yeah. This guy is going to go look up what war or what ceasefire deal brought down gas prices. I'm very much looking forward to what he finds. Very much looking forward to what he finds. Hello.
Oh, there we go. Hi. Hello, chat.
W's in the chat to Stacy for the $1.99 super chat. Gas prices are about to skyrocket, my dude. Yeah, there's that. W's in the chat to Just Another Loser for the $2 super chat. He don't want his pop smoke. I really want to hear what his pops has to say. So, Erica, you missed it. There's a guy named Greg. He's in the request. He has about 4 minutes before he can come back up because he got a restriction for harassment and bullying. And Greg said, I like Trump because he's a king. I said, what's the difference between a king and a president? He said, you don't know. And then he said, Donald Trump never said nothing about being no dictator. So we played the 2 clip where he embraced it. And then he was like, I asked him about his parents and he said his dad was black, his mom was white. And I was like, yeah, that tracks. And then I was like, oh, is your dad also a stupid ass nigga? And he was like, wait, my dad voted Democrat. I was like, oh, never mind. Your dad's not a stupid ass nigga. Your dad's smart. I said, why'd you go against your dad? And then he hung up on, you called my dad stupid before you knew anything. I was like, yeah, that's on the premise of your dad voting for Trump. I obviously take that back. Now, anyway, so hung up on that for a bit because he didn't want to acknowledge the fact that he was stupid. So then he was like, yeah, I think my dad's stupid too for voting Democrat. Then I said, okay, are you up here insulting your dad? I want your dad to join the live. So I said, share out the live with your dad. So he shared the live with his dad. And in a couple minutes, him and his dad's going to come back. And I want to talk to him and his dad.
Awesome. That's going to be fun.
Hello?
I don't believe he shared the live out to his dad. Are you back? What did you find?
It wasn't because of the war, you were right, but he did do reduce gas prices from just more drilling and stuff, so more permits.
He reduced gas prices from more drilling and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. The Biden administration drilled more than the Trump administration in his first term.
Okay. Well, I just looked up a source and it directly said that the more drilling, more permits have directly led to lower gas prices.
What source was that?
I can check for you. The Heritage Foundation. AP News. AAF. And the Department of Energy.
Did you just say the fucking Heritage Foundation?
Yeah, and the Department of Energy.gov.
Do you know what the Heritage Foundation is?
AAF. I'll just look at the other sources.
But do you know what the Heritage Foundation is?
Nah, but just look at the other sources.
Wait a minute. Did you answer the phone? Okay. You don't know what the Heritage Foundation is?
Nah.
Hector, tell them what the Heritage Foundation is.
The Heritage Foundation is in a department that evaluates gas prices and how they're set. The Heritage Foundation is a right-wing think tank. The architect of Project 2025, which Trump supporters and himself denied he ever had a role in before openly embracing it and taking the Oval Office, they would not have any indicators or information surrounding Trump's actions and how it directly brought down gas prices. That is things we can evaluate through energy departments. And again, I brought up the example of the Biden administration drilling more than the Trump administration's first term to show that despite all of that drilling, we still saw gas prices go up in several different factors, which means that drilling doesn't necessarily directly impact gas prices, especially considering that we had more oil at the time. And Biden would have sold more from our oil reserves to bring down the prices of gases strategically, which did so, not so much drilling. There's other factors that would impact gas prices, not the president of the United States or some ceasefire deal. Would you like to try another point?
Well, no, I mean, gas prices have gone down. And
no one's denying that gas prices went down. Gas prices went down under the Biden administration. We saw the end of his first term, some months in the year of 2025, still didn't even compare to the months in 2024 gas.
Gas prices are like the lowest they've been in like 5 years.
Did you miss everything I just said?
You said they went down, but they've continued to go down under Trump.
Again, none of these presidents did anything specifically to bring down not anything specifically. Biden did. Donald Trump has not done anything. You keep saying drilling. Do I need to repeat myself on how drilling does not directly impact gas prices? We've always drilled. We never stopped drilling. What are we doing?
I don't think it looks like it's kind of more complicated. I'm looking into it. He didn't necessarily do more drilling.
Hey, Greg, your time is up. Where are you at? Where are you and your daddy? Greg, your restriction would have been lifted. I'm waiting for you and your daddy. The request box is open, ready for you. I can't wait for you and your daddy to come up. Go ahead.
Is the economy not doing pretty well right now? Seems like it's doing pretty well to me.
Well, by what metrics? Grocery prices still lie. Inflation is struggling. What exactly is the metric that you use to say the economy is doing well?
Like AI company growth.
Do you think AI company growth is a good thing?
I mean, yeah. It increases efficiencies in the economy.
Efficiencies in the economy? You mean reducing the workload of humans and then bringing up people's bills with these AI data centers that these AI corporations are not responsible to pay the extra costs? That?
I'm just saying AI gets things done faster, which is good. Is it not?
At what cost?
Lower cost.
AI is being used in government contracts to surveil American citizens even more. It's being used in drone strikes and weaponry, which we've seen Donald Trump embrace using that on American citizens. It's also been used to replace us.
Yeah.
There's been no regulations proposed by the Trump administration or Congress to limit the powers of AI and these corporations and protect us from its impact. So how is that a good thing if Skynet runs the world and we're under their boot?
Okay, so that's like me saying cars are good for the economy, and then you start talking about how bad cars are. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm sorry, what argument have I made about cars being bad?
Okay, can you not understand the hypothetical or something?
No, I don't, because you then have to make an argument on as to how cars are bad and overall better. How are we live in a society that's better off without cars versus having cars?
Yeah, so obviously...
Because cars are heavily regulated. I just want to point that out. The example you tried to give, cars are heavily regulated, right? They have to go through several inspections before they're put on the market. You have to give a driver's license, have insurance, go through yearly check-ins, tags, so on and so forth. What
Yeah,
are these
AI's gonna,
regulations with
Yeah,
AI?
but it gave a hypothetical. It didn't give like a
His hypothetical is pathetic, Greg. We're waiting on your daddy. Shut up.
okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, those regulations for cars took decades, as with any technology. So those AI regulations take a while.
I'm sorry,
That's
AI has
all.
been out for a while as well. No, all those
No, not
regulations did not
decades,
take
though.
decades.
Yes, they did. To get seatbelts, the car companies fought them for decades.
Yes, it
All
was fought for decades, and we're a little bit above the mental intelligence of people during that time period. My
no, we're
guy.
not. All humans are the exact same IQ. Evolution has not happened since then. It's one generation. Humans are the
We
exact
know
same.
more than people during that time frame. That's
This
why
this
we
isn't
have
about
the regulations
no
that we do. We've applied that
regulation.
same regulatory intelligence to every other department in life.
Really? What regulations have significantly increased in how quickly they're implemented since then?
Energy regulations, plastic
Okay.
regulations,
Give an example.
environmental
Give an
regulations.
example specifically. What regulation was placed that was faster than in previous decades? And how has that shown growth? And how is that shown to not be being
Every
applied to AI
single
right
one
now?
that I just mentioned.
No, that's just
Regulations
like industry.
specifically when it comes to smartphones, right? Where you can only allow it to charge rapidly to a certain amount without the proper materials before phones just start freaking exploding. I'm sorry, where the fuck have you been?
That's not a regulation. The company just wouldn't exist if they have phones that are exploding. That's not the company.
Again,
A
those
regulation is
regulations
some
are enforced by
no
the federal government. Companies
no
just
no
can't
no
put anything out on the market.
no
What?
no. So
What?
regulations, in regards to regulations, we're talking about things the companies want to do, but they can't because it's regulated. Companies don't want their phones to explode, obviously.
What?
Yeah,
What the hell
you're
did you just say a
baffled. It's
regulation
okay.
is?
No, I'm saying in regards to what we're talking about with regulations, it's obviously something that the company wants to do, but they can't. That's what we're talking about with regards to regulations. Because obviously a company isn't going to do something that's bad for the company. Obviously they're going to do that as soon as possible. So they're not going to fight back on a regulation like that.
Okay, you'd be completely ignoring
No.
companies like Temu and everything. Go ahead, Erica.
So a company is going to fight back on something that is bad for their company? Like an exploding battery?
What?
As his corner, he want to give it to Erica. Get
This
out of
is
here.
crazy. You guys are
But
confused
you're
on this.
moving
As
the
the host's
goalposts
corner, he want to
because
give it to Erica.
Hector put. Okay. Can
This
you?
is like obvious.
Is it hard to hear me?
Can't
you
hear
hear
you,
me
Erica.
okay?
Now I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Let them
Okay.
process for a second. You guys got it.
There's nothing to
So-
process, my guy.
You guys got it. Do your best. Look. They
I
muted
got it,
me and they're
Gucci.
both
I got it,
researching right
Gucci.
now. By the way, they muted me and they're both researching.
No one's researching
Look at this
anything.
shit.
You're the one who
Yeah, they
doesn't
keep muting me
understand.
Bro, I
too,
got
bro.
them
Yes,
speechless,
Greg, because
bro.
we're waiting
I
on
got
your
them
dad.
speechless. This is crazy.
I'm not gonna talk over you.
You were muted researching. I wasn't even talking.
You literally were talking
Alright,
while I was trying to
alright,
speak.
stop
You're
stalling.
doing it
Tell
right
your
now.
point.
You're
Tell your
doing it.
point,
Shut
bro.
up, Greg. You're doing it right
Alright,
now.
so you can come back when I'm finished. All right, I'll say what I have to say. You can come back when I'm finished. Okay. He's full of shit, all right, because batteries and the rate at which they charge are actually heavily regulated, especially in the
Duh.
EU, but also here in the United States of America. Okay, it is simply what it is. Okay, the reason why that they do regulate them, all right, is simply because they do not want exploding batteries. So there's that. Tis it, tis all. That's all I wanted to say. All right, but these fucking small dick pricks can't seem to shut up for just once.
That's not what my
Now you're
argument
back.
was at all.
That is actually how it works.
That's not what my argument was about at all. You're
It was your
misunderstanding.
argument was that they don't have regulation, and they do in fact have regulation.
And he was trying to make an argument
You're like
that
3 steps
regulations
behind.
takes decades, comparing us to the
No.
when
You guys are
cars
like
were
3 steps
invented, as if we
behind.
don't have more information and technology to fast
what
track
the-
these processes to protect people.
Okay, you guys are
Boy
like
needed help.
3 steps
You need
behind my
help.
argument.
But now what
Let
we
me-
have is we have AI
let me
leading to
explain my
massive
argument.
layoffs, as Amazon laid off over 30,000 people within the last year alone. All right. Also, we
going
can
off on
see that in the
tangents.
month of January, that we had more layoffs than we
I'm
had
ignoring
since
everything you're saying until I can get my point
2003.
across.
Since
Why
2003.
you keep muting me?
all
Because
right?
you're waiting on your daddy.
So,
That's why.
It's not helping us.
Okay, so let me actually
That wasn't
explain
the
my points.
point of my
Everything you
whole
just said
time.
doesn't
Okay, never
matter
mind.
because it was
Come
going
back
off
up
the
when your
wrong
daddy's
point.
ready.
It's not what I was talking about. Okay, so I wasn't saying that I was saying that in regards to our argument, the only regulations that matter that take decades are the ones that the companies want to do, but they can't. Obviously, a company wants to not have their phones explode, so it's easy to regulate because they want their phones to not explode. Now, what
Thank
I
you,
was
Jamie, for the
talking about
whale diving. I appreciate you. Big W's to Jamie in the
what I was
chat for the whale
talking about
diving.
is regulations that take decades in regards to things that companies want to do, but are not good for humanity to do. Those take decades. Those are what we're talking about. Seatbelts. Car companies didn't want to implement seatbelts because it was more uncomfortable for consumers, but obviously much more unsafe. So I'm not talking about regulations that the companies don't want to do.
That would literally
or
be
do
a
want to
regulation.
do. Yes, we're talking about a specific type of regulation.
All
I'm saying that AI
regulations was the argument.
Okay, then you're not understanding what the argument was.
I
I
am
just explained the
understanding
argument.
exactly what your argument is. You're trying to
Okay,
make
what's
this
my argument?
pathetic argument about how long it would take for us to get more regulations on AI when we've had bills introduced to get it done now, and Republicans have voted against it. The big beautiful bill specifically was trying to fast track many AI process. First off, I've been saying the same things this whole time. You just have a comprehension problem.
Never brought this up.
Guys, I read the Venmos when the fuck
the
ever,
first
guys.
time you
I
brought
know what
this
the
up.
fuck is there. Give me a second.
This is the first time you brought this up.
First time I brought what up?
The big beautiful bill. You said you've been repeating this. First time you brought it up. Go off. You got it.
I just added more into my original argument, my guy.
You should be shamed for researching so you can be accurate. You should feel so much shame for wanting to be accurate, Hector.
No.
Much shame.
There's a difference.
Feel all the shame for
You
researching.
make a claim and then you research it. That's the problem.
Let's do
I didn't
that.
research
You're making
anything.
claims before you
There's
research.
nothing that I researched. Every point that I made, Erica then came on and expanded on. You're the person who's struggling with how regulations work, the time it would take in the,
explain my
the
argument,
existence of cars
Explain my
versus now.
argument.
You're the person
my
struggling with
argument,
it.
Why is AI regulation taking is able to be so much faster than previous regulations in the past? Go.
Because we have the technology, we have the information necessary to do it. We've already had bills introduced from years prior, and especially as of late, put forward by several officials to put more regulations in how we utilize AI. Specifically in regards to how it's even been, like I mentioned, the AI data centers jacking up the energy costs for Americans when it goes in that location. And we've had bills introduced to stop that from happening. If you want to build an AI data center and have it utilized, you should be footing the bill, not people around you. These are all things that should be regulated more, and that's not what's happening. Donald Trump embraces the deregulation, and he ran off of that in every way, shape, or form.
So you think AI is more of a negative to the economy than a positive, correct?
No one said that.
That would be your whole argument.
No,
I was saying
that would not be my entire argument. Regulated AI is a better AI.
I'm getting interrupted. Okay. So I was saying that AI innovation is good for the economy, and then you started going off about how bad it is.
I went off about, okay, did you forget that we're talking about Trump and Trump supporters? So this would be viewed from the lens of what Trump wants to use AI for and how it's been utilized without the regulations that Democrats have proposed. Can you connect the dots now?
Yeah, so we look at what AI is doing, and the benefits of it are obviously far outweighing the negatives of what's actually happening, clearly.
Who's denying the benefits?
You're saying that what Trump's doing must be bad because the benefits must be worse than must be less than the negatives. That's the only way you could be against it.
W's in the chat to Oya for the $5 Venmo. Greg waiting for his dad like them bad little kids at the parent-teacher conference, and we still don't know where his mama at either. W's in the chat to Oya. Guys, best ways to support the platform is going to be links in the bio. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Hector Talks with 2 R's and Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. If you're over on the tube side, make sure you send a super chat or a super sticker. Please make sure you're taking care of Erica while she's here as well. Send her some gifts, get her above 1,000 coins, and check out her links in the bio as well. 328 of you in here. Double tap that screen till we get to 100,000 likes. Repost, add it to your story. Send your daily heart music if you haven't already. And let's knock out this little level up gifts. Knock out the little level up gifts. If you're over on the tube side, hit the like button on your way in, you're on your way out. Subscribe, turn on notification bells, and you may send a super chat or a super sticker. Back to you. I'm making the argument that unregulated AI is going to be a threat to every single American in particular fields, and that's exactly what Trump wants. That's my argument. Do you understand it now?
Yeah, so that just goes back to my same argument that regulations take decades, as with any technology, and we have no evidence that they don't.
Regulations taking decades is because of the corporations not listening to the people and the fears that they have, the concerns that they have. We even have in regards to whatchamacallit. What was that recent story, Erica? With that damn fucking we had that one AI being held to like holding a grudge and shit, and the AI and the AI fucking self-destructed and shit. Like, it's because of stuff like that is why people are saying we need to put regulations that's setting a cap here, that's drawing a line, and it's the corporations that are fighting back against it. We have the ability to do it right now with the tools and information we know right now. Corporations are fighting back against it because they would lose money. This argument you keep making that it needs decades to be regulated makes no sense whatsoever. Why would AI need decades more to be regulated? Why?
You literally just made my argument. That
sure.
Whether
why would AI need decades for regulation?
It would need longer.
Literally because of what you just said. Corporations fight it. That's why it takes decades. That's literally my point. Yeah. That's literally why it takes... corporations fight it. That's why it takes decades. That's why it hasn't happened yet. So you saying that it's not regulated because of Trump, and then you just prove
that's literally what I'm saying. Trump. Because the regulations that were put forward in Congress is not supported by Republicans. Corporations can't fight with the law. If we signed a regulation into law, they can fight it in the courts. But once it's law and it's substantiated by SCOTUS, there's nothing else they can do. Does that make...
No, but they fight it from becoming law.
They lobby against it coming law. Lobby specifically. Again, so this would go right back into my point of Trump supporters supporting Republicans and Donald Trump who take money from these corporations and refuse to regulate it in Congress. This feeds my point, my guy. People are bought and sold for these corporations, and that's why we can't get the regulations we need today. And there's corporate Democrats alongside them as well. We're saying vote them out. You guys are embracing it. That's the difference.
I'm not embracing it. I don't agree with that at all. Who's you guys? You think the average American Republican is with the corporations not regulating
I think
AI?
you continue to vote for the people who want that. I think you don't call out the people who do. I think we have midterms right now in 3 states specifically. Today's the last day to vote. Did you vote in your midterms?
No.
Congratulations. You're part of the problem.
Okay. Anyways, my point, you literally just proved my point.
What state is he in? What state are you in?
I'm not giving you my location. What the fuck?
It says state, not your location.
A state is a location, but all right. Anyways, my point is that corporations, like you said, are the reason that regulations take so long. That's why it's not regulated yet. And so
corporations aren't above the government.
They can fight by law.
Corporations are not above the government, and any fight that they would have would be at the behest of politicians who sold out. The politicians you support.
Right. No, not the politicians I support.
The politicians you quite literally support, because you would have voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah, because the benefits of AI far outweigh the negatives.
The unregulated benefits of AI and the threat it has to American citizens far outweigh everything else. See? Wow, look at us, back to square one. You're a simp.
Because regulations take decades. Because of corporations. Not the people I'm voting for. And we all know that regulations take decades.
Trump supporters request up in the box here the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. This is ridiculous. This is absolute. How old are you?
22.
That tracks. You don't know things at all.
Bro, you say that about everything anyone says. You ask a question, they say it, and you just say that tracks no matter what they say.
Yes, because everything you're saying tracks with your age. It would track with your person that you voted for. It would track with the intelligence that you displayed on this platform. Yes.
Okay. Well, how old are you? How old are you?
28.
Yeah, that tracks.
Would you like to associate that with something, or are you just going to say it just because?
Stupid it is?
Would you like to associate that with something, or are you just going to say things?
You did the exact same thing. Oh,
I did that for a reason.
The logic that you've used, that because obviously it shows that that's how you're 28, clearly.
Give me an example. No, give me an example. I've substantiated exactly why it tracks with you. Can you do the same, or are you just throwing things back out? That was pathetic. Chris was born. Like that was so 2-year-old. You're just like, that tracks. See, I can do it too. Jesus Christ.
I don't think I've ever seen someone more hypocritical in my life.
I'm sorry. Do you know what the word hypocritical means?
Yeah, doing something, and then literally going against the exact same thing.
What thing did I do and go against?
Are you joking?
No.
Okay, you said that you're 22, that tracks, and then I did it, and then you made fun of it.
That's not hypocritical.
Holy hell. I don't think I'm stupid enough for this conversation.
Let me help you out. Me
actually don't think
tracking
it's
your
too
age and lack of what you know with the things that you've said on this platform and the knowledge you've displayed is a direct correlation. You saying I'm 28, that tracks is not the same because I've been able to substantiate every single thing that I've said, and you've been the one who's had difficulty articulating what your point is and following along with the conversation. That's the difference. That's the nuance that you're conveniently leaving out of your comparison.
Yeah, but you
So
can-
no,
you can
I wouldn't be
say that,
hypocritical
but that's
by
just not
saying
true.
something and being able to back it versus you saying it just because you're triggered.
You can say that, but that's just not true because I literally showed you. You said it was
You
Trump's
didn't
fault.
show
and then we
anything.
both-
You
then we
didn't
both
show
agreed
anything.
how
Your
it's
first
actually-
argument is that Donald Trump
Notice how
brought
he
down
keeps
gas
interrupting
prices.
me.
You,
And then
I'm
speaking
sorry,
over me.
did you not say
keeps
that
interrupting
Donald
me.
Trump got a ceasefire and then reduced gas prices? That's what you opened up with. And now you're up here trying to
I
insult
said that
my
was incorrect.
intelligence.
And I said that was incorrect. Remember that?
Yes, you corrected yourself after I challenged it. You went around believing that, and you would have
Yeah, I did
continued
my-
to do
I
so
did-
before
I
you
did-
got
I
up
did
on
my-
this
I did my
platform.
research and realized I was wrong. Isn't that what you did earlier? Remember? You did research and you guys defended how research is right,
What
and then I did
research?
research.
I'm
and I was
sorry.
wrong.
What was I
Or
wrong about
hypocrisy.
earlier? What did I say that was
That's
wrong
okay.
earlier? What did I say that was wrong earlier?
No, you got no. I'm saying the hypocrisy.
You know,
now
you
is
just
that
said I did research when I was wrong. What was I wrong about earlier?
No, that's not what I was saying. I was saying
That's
I was-
literally what you just said.
You
I was
just
saying
did that.
no.
Okay,
I
got
was
it.
saying that.
I got
was saying
it.
that I
No
was-
problem. No problem.
So
No
research-
problem.
He just said
Welcome
that.
to the show,
guys.
doing-
Welcome in.
doing
No
research
problem. I
is
did
okay.
research when I was wrong.
Got it.
No
Saying
problem. Something and being able to back it versus you saying it just because you're triggered.
You can say that, but that's just not true because I literally showed you. You said it was
You
Trump's
didn't
fault.
show
and then we both-
anything.
and then
You
we
didn't
both
show
agreed
anything.
how
Your
it's
first
actually-
argument is that Donald Trump
Notice how
brought
he
down
keeps
gas
interrupting
prices.
me.
You,
And then
I'm
speaking
sorry,
over me.
did you not say
interrupting
that
me.
Donald Trump got a ceasefire and then reduced gas prices? That's what you opened up with. And now you're up here trying to
said- I
insult
said that
my
was incorrect.
intelligence.
And I said that was incorrect. Remember that?
Yes, you corrected yourself after I challenged it. You went around believing that, and you would have
Yeah, I did
continued
my-
to do
I
so
did-
before
I
you got
did
up on
my-
this
I did my
platform.
research and realized I was wrong. Isn't that what you did earlier? Remember? You did research.
Yeah,
and you guys
research.
defended how research is right,
What
and then I did
research?
research. and
I'm
I was
sorry.
wrong.
What was I
Or
wrong about
hypocrisy.
earlier? What did I say that was
That's
wrong
okay.
earlier? What did I say that was wrong
Literally
earlier?
what I said.
No,
That's
no, I'm saying the hypocrisy.
You know,
now
you
is
just
that-
said I did research when I was wrong. What was I wrong about earlier?
on his own
That's not what I was
replay.
saying.
That's literally what you just said.
His own replay.
You
I was
just
saying
did that.
no.
Okay, got it.
He keeps
I got
muting
it.
me,
Literally
so-
just played it back. Literally just played it back.
I was right.
No
Research.
problem.
Yeah, I was
I
right.
literally just played back what you
problem.
said.
Yeah, okay, replay it,
Got
replay
it.
it. No,
No
no,
problem.
replay it, replay it.
Okay, cool. So I think here's the problem. You were too busy
Replay it.
talking.
No,
Oh,
replay
shut
it.
the fuck up. You were too busy
Replay it.
talking over the clip.
I was right.
And that's why you couldn't hear yourself. If I replay the clip, everyone needs to be able to hear the clip. They can't hear
Okay,
the
let's all
clip
listen.
because you don't know how to shut the fuck up. Okay? If you want to be vindicated,
after-
listen to yourself be vindicated by not speaking over the clip. This fucking camera. Hold on. Let's go back and shut up to hear the clip. Yourself. If I challenged it, you went around believing that, and you would have continued to do so before you got up on this
I did
platform.
my research and realized I was wrong. Isn't that what you did earlier? Remember? You did research.
Yeah,
and you guys
research.
defended how research is right,
What
and then I did
research?
research.
I'm
and I
sorry.
was wrong.
Yep.
What was I wrong about?
Exactly.
What did I Shut the fuck up and listen to the clip.
Literally what I said. That's
Yeah, no, I'm saying the hypocrisy.
You know,
now
you
is
just
that-
said I did research when I was wrong. What was I wrong about earlier?
on his own replay.
That's literally what you just said.
His own replay.
I was saying
Yeah, I said you did research earlier.
Literally just. You said I did
I said-
research
I said
because I was wrong.
I said no. I said
I literally just played back.
keep
what
muting
you
me,
said.
but I said I was wrong and you did research.
Oh my
I said
God.
I was wrong and you did research earlier, just like I did. Literally what I said. Do you feel stupid right now?
Nope, because you're not tracking.
Because I literally said that you did research and I said I did research earlier, just like you did when I was wrong.
Just like you did when I was wrong.
Correct.
You were implying that I did research when I was wrong.
Oh no, you made an inference. I didn't imply it. You inferred it. That's
My
not on
guy,
me.
I was
You made
talking
an
about
incorrect
you doing
inference.
research when I was wrong, and that's directly what you responded to.
Nope. You made an inference, and I didn't on something that you thought I implied. That is not
Let's
on.
do this one more time.
This
And
is
since you don't know how to
stupid.
shut the
You
fuck
know
up when
what?
I play clips, let's do this one
That's
more
not on
time.
me.
Hector.
Everyone needs to be able to hear the clip. They can't hear the
let's all
clip
listen
because
to
you
the
back
clip.
my
That was incorrect.
intelligence.
And I said that was incorrect. Remember that?
Yes, you corrected yourself after I challenged it. You went around believing that, and you would have continued to do so before you got up on this
I did my
platform.
research and realized I was wrong. Isn't that what you did earlier? Remember?
Isn't that what you did earlier? Remember. I'm sorry. What was I wrong about earlier? What did I say that was wrong earlier? What did I say that was wrong earlier?
Literally what I said.
Shut up.
That's
No, I'm saying the hypocrisy.
You know- These people really think that they know things. They really think they pull these random got yous. As if I don't know what I said and as I'm not going to play it back in your face. Come back up and take this L, bro. Come back up and take this L. I see you ran from the chat. Come back up and take this L. Where'd you go?
Like, being insufferable is not a way to win anything. That's all you're looking for is a W. You're looking for a dub, but being insufferable isn't the way to do it. How about you actually just argue your points and leave it at that?
He ran, by the way. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. Get back in the request. He's gone. Goodness gracious, man.
Whatsoever.
Trump supporters request up in the box. Here are the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. I'm not ready to open up the phone lines yet. I didn't do the whole thing. We almost had it, and then it had a bad echo, and then the free trial.
You have
ended.
to ask Matt how to turn off the echo. It's something you have to turn off in studio.
I know, but even if I did, then the
It's your
free trial
background.
ended. The free trial ended, and then I'd have to go pay $100 for it. I don't have that right now, so. I can do it another
Oh.
day. Yeah, he knew he was dead wrong. He knew he was dead wrong. Anyways, can we get some Trump supporters with more intelligence? Also, Greg's dad's not here, and he's gone too. W's in the chat for everyone hitting 100K. Continue to double tap the screen.
Just annoying. Good grief.
Talk over the clip that plays him getting cooked and then get mad. Like, oh, see? Why do y'all do that? All you have to do is just don't speak before you think. Allow your brains to process what's being said before you respond. That's all you have to do. You guys are too busy listening to react, listening to respond. You're not comprehending the information, and that's how you end up clipped. That's exactly how you end up clipped, looking like a fool, because you're not paying attention. All you have to do is engage with the conversation like a reasonable human being. But then again, I'm asking Trump supporters to do things that they're incapable of doing. So there's that. Here's what I do need Trump supporters to do. I need you guys to request up in the box and explain to me the benefits of what we're doing in Iran. I want you to justify the deaths of 6 U.S. troops with even more injured. That's what I want you to justify. Also, I love how we're just over the Epstein Island Man files now. I love how we're just completely over Island Man files. I love how this attack on Iran, which has been planned for months, to be fair, but I think the timing is very interesting, Erica, considering the fact that he had this monumental loss with the Supreme Court ruling his tariffs were unconstitutional. So it's almost as if he needed a different distraction, a different reason to have you guys coming up on panels to say that he's winning. Which is interesting. Every single time he has a loss, this new thing takes over the media, and then you guys completely forget. You completely forget that the Supreme Court ruled, and now for the second time, or not the second time, but the big one I can think of, that he is unconstitutional. As you proceed to say that he defends the Constitution, things like the Second Amendment. He challenged that one too. First term and second. So where's the consistency? Where's the consistency?
There is none. Absolutely none. They don't have any. They don't care. Like, they like to pretend.
Back, fix it. Go ahead.
They like to pretend that they care about people, right? That they care about the people in Iran, that the Ayatollah was so bad, right? And so, like, he killed so many protesters, so on and so forth. Yet we have protesters here in the United States that are being killed. American citizens. You don't care. You don't care. You don't care that there are children being kept in detention facilities for over 100 days at a time. You don't care about that. You don't care that they're keeping the lights on at these facilities for 24/7. These kids have bugs, worms in their food. These kids aren't getting access to healthcare, recreation, education, none of that shit. You don't care about any of that. You don't care about none of that stuff. None. But you want us to believe that you all of a sudden care about the people in Iran? Get the fuck out of here. Miss me with that nonsense. Just say you look in the back of Trump's tank and just leave it at that, okay?
They don't like the Venezuelans here. They don't like the Iranians here. They think we should stop their visas. They think we should cancel their asylum processes. But then the second we go intervene in their countries, they're the first to then tokenize them and say, look, we're saving them. So when we said this with Venezuela, when we go and fuck with Venezuela and we take out their president and we interfere with their elections and their entire process, and then we see the refugee or asylum claims ramp up 20, 30, 40, 50%, I don't want to hear anything about keeping them out. I don't want to hear anything about we have too much immigrants in this country. You guys openly embrace destabilization of other nations, and then when they try to come here for safety, no, figure it out. They can go to another country closer. You guys are not consistent at all. Like, which one is it?
Whatever fits their narrative at the time. Because they're pieces of poo.
That tracks. That tracks. Alrighty. Looks like we ran them all off. And I have a few
You
over
won,
here,
Hector,
actually.
you won.
You know what? You know what, guys? Maybe one of these days, I'll get a challenge. Maybe one of these days, for someone as stupid as me, because that's what liberals are, right? I will actually have someone who won't come up here and embarrass themselves. Friendly reminder for all the people who think that I'm lying and spreading information and saying all this stupid shit. What does that say about you when you can't debunk it? If I'm here, if I'm the bottom of the totem pole, what does that say about you?
I do wonder that. Like, when can there be some equitable conversation? Like, just a complete back and forth? Because it's either like they'll try to start off as like appearing to know how to engage in conversation, but as soon as they're challenged, boom, that's when it starts happening. We get all of the nonsense.
Erica, yeah, it's like when you have that ex that just talks bad shit about you. Oh, you this, you that, blah, blah. And then you're like, but you was on it, though.
I would never do that, no.
But you was on it, though.
I don't like any of my exes.
Liking him is one thing.
I don't like them, so I wouldn't know.
That's great. That's diabolical. That's diabolical. Just the person who talks shit as if you didn't fuck with you the whole time. It's just crazy.
You are an ex for a reason.
That part.
Means I've changed my mind.
I made a mistake.
I don't like you anymore. If I still like you, guess what? You wouldn't be an ex.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Guess I'm going to open up the phone lines. Actually, it is open. 737-295-5321. Because I see a couple chirpers in the comment. Trump is the boss. You don't know anything about Trump. Complete inversion of truth. Okay. You can articulate it then. Unless we already won. Did we already beat all the Trump supporters? I've been live for an hour, y'all. Greg ran. He couldn't find his dad. This kid kept talking over the clip that proved him wrong.
God bless you.
You gotta have better arguments than that. W's in the chat to Shauna for the coconut juice. I appreciate you. All right, guys. Double tap the screen. Let's get the heart bar full. If you do so, we can get the likes up to 200,000. We can do so within the next 30 minutes or less. Show the algorithm you want to be here if you have not already. Share out the live with your friends and family. Repost, add it to your story. Send your daily heart music if you have not. If you're not a fan club member, consider becoming one. Let's knock out this little live goal here. We have 18 more of the level ups, and let's do that. And then look up in the links in the bio for the best way to support the platform, whether it's getting some merch off the merchandise shop, also available in the TikTok shop. Combo never is what we're touting around because that's exactly what you wouldn't fucking do. Every single thing Trump has done. Joining the Discord community, following me on the other social media platforms, and then most especially donating directly to the links in the bio. If you want to send a message, say hi, support the stream, or just, I don't know, you like my bald head, you can send links to the bio, donate to the links in the bio. Hector Talks with 2 R's on Cash App and PayPal, Venmo, PayPal, Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. If you're over on the tube side, you may send a super chat or a super sticker. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe on your way in, on your way out, and let's keep these conversations going. Trump supporters, there's a big, bright request box right there, or the call-in number. I'm curious to hear what exactly is your feelings on Trump and Iran's actions. Better yet, Erica, what do you know about the Hillary deposition?
Say that again. What do I know about what?
The Hillary deposition?
Not much. I haven't watched it.
So, can you believe that that they called Hillary Clinton to testify, and then Bill, and they've been asking those two in this hearing that's supposed to be about getting more information to prosecute the individuals involved in the biggest trafficking ring here in the U.S., and they go in there asking them about Pizzagate.
Bruh.
They were
You're
legitimately...
telling me that elected officials were giving credence to Pizzagate.
Yes. Yes.
What kind of timeline is this?
Mind you, the hearing is about Epstein. The hearing is about his associates.
Yes.
And everyone's going, but what about that pizza shop, though? And UFOs. Yes, and UFOs, Bernard.
And UFOs?
Asking the fucking Clintons about UFOs.
Why were they doing that?
To distract. That's what it was. Clinton cooked them. I don't care what y'all feelings are about her. She cooked them. She absolutely did. She was like, what are we doing? First, there was Lauren Boebert. At the request of the committee, they were the ones who was like, we don't want to make this public. Hillary Clinton asked for it to be public. They said, if you want to make a show out of this, we're going to make a show out of this. And they said no. And then Lauren Boebert was the first to post the shit on social media. Then we have the distracting from the Epstein files and the individuals associated with Epstein. What was his name? Howard Lutnick. Howard Lutnick. Photos just released of him and Epstein. His relationship with Trump. No one called him into no one subpoenaed him, but they subpoenaed her. She pointed that out. You have several Republicans who also had a relationship with him. You haven't subpoenaed a single one of them to show up. Nutlick. Oh, it's Lutnick. Stop that. Fuck off. Stop that. You never called any of them, but you're here bothering me. Hillary Clinton has already mentioned the fact that she has never even met Epstein. Bill Clinton has clarified that he has, and they had business trips, but they're calling her in for whatever reason. It's all a distraction. Also, I gotta stop saying I gotta stop saying his name. I gotta say his name.
Ty doesn't like it when you say it. But in regards to damn, I can't think of the word right now. I got like 2 minutes left. The incompetence of the Trump administration. All right. Did you hear today Rubio pleading for the media to list or publicize ways to help Americans evacuate the areas hit? Did you hear about that?
No.
Because those motherfuckers didn't have a plan to get them out. They didn't let them know what was going on. And they have no way to get them out. Telling them they don't control the airspace above the areas. So it's 1,500 Americans, about 1,500 Americans who are just stuck because they don't have a plan.
We got troops deployed.
Stupid. He literally says it's going to take a little time because we don't control the airspace closures. That said, there may be more people out there that need help. We need to know who you are. So it's 1,500 so far, but it could be more.
So now in a war zone, we're trying to get people out. Versus
They're so
this
fucking stupid.
This was planned for months.
Yep. You didn't have a plan on getting Americans out? That wasn't even on the list, was it?
Their plan came up yesterday when Americans started pushing back.
Bruh.
The State Department said Americans are on their own while they provide their own security. Not surprising in the slightest. That's what you're doing. We didn't hear any evacuations. We didn't hear any bases called to come back to the United States or relocate. None of that happened. We just struck. And then we told them to figure it out. And now they're trying to convince us that they're taking every action possible. Pete Hegseth just went up on national television and said, we took every step possible to ensure the protection of troops. No, the fuck you didn't. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. They wouldn't have been there, I would say, as late as Friday night. But here we are.
Bruh. Rubio goes, he says, because remember yesterday, he said he made that lie and said that Iran was a day or so away from having a nuclear weapon. That lie that he told, he's a fucking liar. All right, so he has to kind of walk it back, right? And basically what he said is that he said, we are not going to put American troops in harm's way. Are they currently in harm's way? Are they in harm's way? I think they are. 6 of them are dead, as far as I know.
Not include the injured ones. Let's see what the toll is at right now.
Stupid.
Let's see. Gonna use a major with U.S. Church kills. Oh boy, yeah. Hexeth is dealing with his fair share of grilling too. So it looks like it's still 6. It's still 6 that we know of, which, to be clear, the number could be so much more. Who actually knows with this administration? That's another concerning part. Who actually knows with this administration? Imagine how many bodies they could be hiding. But yeah, as it sits right now, the best that we have is 6. IRGC allegedly said they took out 650. That was proven false. And this is from I don't know if I trust something called the Jerusalem Post, to be fair. But I'm going to double check. I'm going to double check it here. I don't know if I would trust the Jerusalem Post to say this, but here it is what it is, bro.
I gotta get something to eat.
I had soup right before I started. Let's see here. Did find this article. There we go. Military questioned use of makeshift office space in, is it Kuwait? I think it's Kuwait. Where U.S. troops, Kuwait, thank you. Kuwait, where U.S. troops were killed. The first American service members to die in the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran were killed in an apartment Iranian drone attack on a makeshift office space in Kuwait. 3 U.S. military officials with direct knowledge of Iran's attack told CBS News. At least 6 Americans were killed in a strike on a tactical operations center at the Shoiba port in Kuwait, one of several U.S. allied countries in the Persian Gulf region that have faced intense Iranian missile and drone attacks since the U.S. and Israel began striking Iran early Saturday. U.S. Central Command has publicly confirmed the deaths. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the deadly strike was caused by a powerful Iranian weapon that made it through both air defense and the operations center's fortifications. Yikes. So much for those iron domes. You have air defenses and a lot's coming in, and you hit most of it, Hegseth said during a news conference in the Pentagon. Every once in a while, you might have one, unfortunately, we call it a squirter, that makes its way through. And in that particular case, it happened to hit a tactical operations center that was fortified, but these are powerful weapons. But the 3 U.S. military officials questioned the assertion that the building was adequately fortified. They told CBS News the operations center was a triple-wide trailer made into an office space, a common setup at U.S. bases abroad. The trailer's only fortifications were T-walls, which are steel-reinforced concrete barriers that can range in height from 6 to 12 feet tall, used to protect military personnel from explosions, rocket attacks, or shrapnel, the military officials said. But T-walls could not protect the facility from an overhead strike. 2 officials told CBS News that the strike appeared to hit dead center on top of the building. 3 officials also told CBS News, speaking under conditioned anonymity because they were not authorized to speak on media outlets, that prior to the attack, there were discussions on the ground about whether the tactical operations center in question should not have been used, as it concentrated too many U.S. troops in a location that wasn't defendable. Preliminary battle damage assessment suggests the operations center in Kuwait was attacked by a one-way drone, according to 3 U.S. military officials with direct knowledge of Iran's attack. It's not clear what type was involved, but Iran typically uses Shahed 136 kamikaze drones. Oof. So we're out here letting them strike us in trailers? We're planning attacks, in which case there was for sure going to be retaliation, and we're leaving U.S. troops in trailers. But Donald Trump cares about our veterans, y'all. He absolutely cares about our veterans and bringing those people home. Kamala Harris would have sent your children to war. Donald Trump just leaves them defenseless inside of one. Oy, oy, oy.
Donald Trump's incompetent. I mean, that's an understatement. We all know that he is, but he's incompetent because here's what this idiot said. All right. He was asked who he would like to take over Iran. This fool said most of the people we had in mind are dead. Now we have another group. They may be dead also, based on reports. So you have a third wave coming. Pretty soon, we're not going to know anybody. The president said that.
I'm sorry. Did you mention a group that he said another preferred group, now they're dead too?
Yes.
So we're now
Most of the
admitting to
people-
killing one of the preferred groups to take over?
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
Now we have another group. They may be dead also, based on reports. So you have a third wave coming. Pretty soon, we're not going to know anybody.
The jokes write themselves. It isn't funny. But there you have it. There you have it. We're doing this for a regime change, and then we're going to kill all the groups that we wanted to spearhead the regime change. Not to mention all of the interviews. I've been watching a few lately, specifically of Donald Trump in 2016, but even sometimes in 2020, that talked about the regime change policies of the U.S., of the Democrats, was what brought the country on the brink of war, is what had us, our people starving here because all the money we're throwing into it. We're done doing that. America first, America first, America first. Now we want regime change in Venezuela. Now we want regime change in Iran. We wanted regime change in Greenland.
Not in Greenland. We don't want regime change in Greenland. We want to own Greenland. We want regime change in Cuba.
There.
Yep.
Correct. Own Greenland, regime change in Cuba. So what are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't see none of this. How does any of this benefit us? How does it benefit America?
Doesn't. Wild that none of this is America first. Exactly. Any cases, Trump supporters, request up in the box. You are the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. Two specifically. Trump supporters, regret your vote. This live is a safe space for individuals who are seeing the actions of this administration, more specifically after the past weekend, and go, enough is enough. I'm done. If you're that kind of Trump supporter, I want to know what did it in. If it wasn't this weekend, may have been something else. Could have been the Islandman files. Could have been Republicans introducing a bill in Congress to put his head in Mount Rushmore. Yes, that's a real thing. Look it up. Could have been his threats towards NATO. I want to know what exactly did you in. And if you're a Trump supporter who does not regret your vote, then you can call in or request up as well. I can give you several reasons as to why you should. 737-295-5321. Where's the line,
Bruh.
MAGA? Literally.
Here's the thing. So basically, like I'm reading here. This is from the New York Times. Like it's saying, oh, you have a.
Dragonflies, did you vote for Trump?
No, that was an accident.
Not a problem. Thank you for coming up. Go ahead.
All right, so it says here from the New York Times that a senior cleric responsible for selecting Iran's next supreme leader met on Tuesday to deliberate, and the son of slain former leader Ayatollah, I'm fucking losing it. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. How you say his name? Khamenei.
I'm about to find out. Hold on.
Emerged. His son has emerged as a clear front runner. His name is Mortaba, and they think that they're going to announce it as early as tomorrow morning. So basically overnight for us. All right, but Khomeini. All right, Khomeini. All right,
Khamenei.
It's Khamenei. Yeah, it's not Khomeini. Khomeini was the first Ayatollah. This is a different Ayatollah, guys.
Khamenei.
That's what Google says.
Yeah, Khamenei. Yeah. But that's what it is. But they say that they may announce it come Wednesday. But they're not 100% sure because of the simple fact that it's possible that could put him at risk of being killed.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
I mean, if I was Iran, I wouldn't name anyone right now. There'd be a target on your back. Just like that.
That's crazy.
You hear the man said, hey, we're killing the people we like too. We're taking out everybody. So why would you name anyone?
Exactly. They say about 900 people have been killed in the fighting so far. Iran is claiming that they killed over 600 U.S. citizens, like servicemen and whatnot. And we're only saying that it's 6. So with that being said, if it is in fact that many, the Trump administration isn't going to be able to hide it for long because families are going to start talking to the press or making TikToks. Just saying.
That part. W's in chat to Dan for the $2 Venmo. I can't see the stream. I'm blinded by the reflection from your head. Maybe one of these days you'll get better jokes, Dan. W's to you. W's in the chat to Nikki for the $5 Venmo. Daily bald head fun. Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate you. W's in the chat to y'all. W's in the chat to y'all. May have to do a restart.
It looks like it. Those two people that you had first ran everybody off.
Yeah, they was like, damn, if they couldn't do it, how could I? That's funny how that happens too. When they'll have one guy come up, and it doesn't happen often in my lives. Very rare it happens on my lives. Maybe you've seen it, Erica. Very rarely will I have a Trump supporter, even with all the chirpers in the chat. Very rarely will I have a Trump supporter that gets gifts. Very rarely. Hell, we had that one dude crying, the Cuban guy, like, where's my gift? What? Where's my gift? I want to get gifts too. Support me. And I always thought that was super interesting. Y'all will listen to your friend come up on the panel saying all the things that you believe get cooked, and then you just sit back in the background, almost as if you're embarrassed. I actually just watched a video on this, and it was super funny. There's a lot of white women specifically, and they're posting videos of their altercations with men who voted for Trump on dates. And outside of like the legitimate like safety factors in doing that, because I don't know why the fuck y'all trying, but if anyone's gonna do it, let it be white women, so be it. Some of the shit's hilarious. She had this one girl, she was in the car with him, and he straight up lied and said no. And then she started recording after he tried to clean it up, and he was like, well, the reason why, I'll have to share the video on the Discord. He said the reason why I didn't say yeah is because you're clearly a very intelligent woman. You're a very intelligent woman, right? And typically when I say this thing, I get that certain kind of response from them, and I didn't want to mess up the conversation, blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, take me home. Take me home. Why do you have to lie about the greatest president in the history of the country? Why do you have to lie about someone who is good, who is upholding the Constitution, who has Christian moral values, according to y'all? What reason do you have to lie about that? I unapologetically tell people I voted for Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. No shame. In fact, it would help. You ain't got to lie to kick it. Apparently you do in 2026. And that's because you know you fucked up.
I got to drop, Hector. I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be back for the restart.
I got you. That's how you know you fucked up. Tell you what we will do. 438 of you in here, 163K likes. Double tap the screen till we get up to 200K, and then we're going to go ahead and do the restart. We're going to go and do the restart to get laid. Yeah, that has to be it, because there's no way you're looking for a long-term relationship. I don't know how you would hold up that lie till death do you part. So it would have to be more than that. Which then, again, speaks more to just how degenerate these people are versus how much they're worth a damn. Yeah, I have a ton of chirpers over on YouTube. Literally none of them are calling in. None of them are calling in. So we're going to do a restart, but let's get the likes up first. Let's get the likes up first. What was I going back to? I want to see if it's public, because that's actually something I'm interested in doing. Of course, guys, last day to vote. If you're in, there's 3 states. One of them is Texas. I don't remember the other states. Hold on. Primary elections today. Which states? Texas, North Carolina, and Arkansas. If you're in Texas, this is your last day to vote for your governor, for your Senate, for your comptroller, so on and so forth. If you are in North Carolina, same. Arkansas, exact same. Yes, I see y'all in chat. Thank you so much. Last day to vote. Most polling locations, at least I can speak here for the state of Texas, close at 7 p.m. So if you're in the state of Texas, you have an hour and 36 minutes left, because once the polling locations close, that's also when I'm ending the live. So you have a little bit of time to vote if you have not already. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been anxious today about it. I've been pretty anxious about it because I'm gonna be so fucking in my feelings if Jasmine Crockett does not win that race. I'm gonna be pissed off if Jasmine Crockett doesn't win this race. I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with y'all. I'm not gonna like it. I went in Tarrant County, total vote suppression at location. Well, you better go vote. I voted days ago, sir. Are there numbers out yet? No. I don't think so. Let's see though. We have live updates. Those are heading to the polls. Jasmine losing bad. You can come up here and substantiate that. You can come up here and substantiate where she's losing bad, sir. And take that mute. Hold that mute for me. Wait for anyone. 8 p.m. ET, yeah, 7 p.m. CST, and that's going to be the first polls. It is crazy to me that Trump hasn't endorsed a single person for the primary. I thought that was super interesting that he didn't endorse anyone. Off. Yeah, no. We don't have those results just yet. We do not have those votes just yet. We know there were several voting records and spending records that were broken. However, they would not have any number of counts for either side as of right now. That is information that we will get after 7. Wish she didn't defend Israel. She did not defend Israel. What are you talking about? You guys got to stop using this Israel talking point when you don't know shit about fuck when it comes to her stance on Israel. You guys really have got to stop doing that. An hour and a half. An hour and a half, Kathy. That's when the polls will close, but they'll still be counting. Since it's going to be tight, I think it's going to be late into the night before we get the actual results. Typically, if it's a substantial lead, they'll call it early. Texas is good with that. But I think it's going to be a tight race, so they're really going to be nitpicking every single one. 8 voting booths for Republicans and 2 for Democrats, suppressing our votes in Tarrant County. Oh, that's actually insane. That's actually insane. What is the makeup of Tarrant County? Let's see. Oof. Ah, yeah, that. Got it. That makes sense. That makes sense. Should be voting for both parties on the same machine. Yeah, that's how it was. When I went to Austin to go and vote, it was one place. You picked your party. You got to register for that party for the primaries, and then you voted for everyone on that party ballot. There's never any separation. It's fucking crazy that there was in Tarrant County, apparently. I just drove my aunt and her friend to vote for her. Let's fucking go, Kenny. That's what I'm talking about, Kenny. It's a 10-minute wait for Republicans, 1.5 hours for demo. TLC, you need to go to your, or get a group together and go to your city council meeting, because that's actually insane. That's actually insane. If that's what's happening over there, that should be illegal. Like, what? That is not how it was when I voted. Maybe it's different in Austin, and this is why I say Austin is the best part about this godforsaken state. But it was one place. You got your one boots. You picked, you were done. There was no separation of party. See, that just leaves room for corruption. That just leaves room for corruption. Well, Nisha, if you voted before, you would have a booth. You have a privacy booth. You're not just out in public where people are just looking at your shit. Almost at 200K. Almost at 200K. Let's get there, and then I'm going to do the restart. You've been showing up in Tarrant like crazy. Well, that's not going to help them much today if that wait time you said is true. It's not going to help them in the slightest. I used to support Trump till he did the Jewish bait and switch. No, you don't get to hide behind that excuse. I'm sick and tired of Trump supporters saying that. I voted for Trump and then I realized he's pro-Israel. He's always been pro-Israel. Tell me you've never watched a debate between him and Joe Biden, or him and Kamala Harris. Tell me you've never watched a debate without telling me you've never watched a debate. Tell me you've never listened to his rhetoric surrounding Netanyahu without telling me you've never listened to his rhetoric behind Netanyahu. He played y'all like a fiddle when he talked about Kamala Harris and the wars with Israel. I just want to end it. I just want to end it. He said he wanted to end it. He didn't say how. Well, yes, he did say how, but you guys left out that part. You came up on these panels and you said he wants to end wars. You ignored the fact that his way of ending the war was giving Israel a blank check. Verbatim, his words. So this excuse you guys keep making where, oh, he switched, he didn't switch. You just didn't pay attention. And maybe one of these days we can actually start about having a conversation about bipartisanship, about actually like bridging the gap when you guys are honest with yourselves about what brought us here. You're still lying. You're still rejecting it. And that's exactly why we do what we do here. Defend the indefensible. That's all you guys do on a daily basis. Yeah, we talked a little bit about Cuba earlier. We did. Anyways, today's slow, y'all. Today is slow. Expo marker's back. Do you guys remember Sharpiegate? Do you guys remember Sharpiegate? Man, I wasn't even politically aware about Sharpiegate. I learned about Sharpiegate last year. Last year I learned about Sharpiegate. When I tell you, one of the craziest things about Republicans, they are so eager to go down conspiracy theories versus what's in front of their face. You can't talk to a Trump supporter about the fact that Donald Trump was he was convicted of 34 counts of fraud. You can't talk to a Trump supporter about that. January 2025, unconditional discharge was his official sentence. You can't talk to them about that. Open up a conversation about how the auto pen signed off on everything, and bam, they are all over that. Open up a conversation about how Joe Biden was a clone. They're all over that. TikTok, this is just theories, just for entertainment purposes only. Open up a conversation about, yes, eating cats and dogs. They're ready to go. Don't talk about what's been ruled in a court of law. Don't talk about what Donald Trump has said verbatim that we have video evidence of. Don't talk about any of those things. You have to talk about conspiracy. To be a Trump supporter, I feel like one of the requirements is to be a nut. Absolutely to be a nut. Joey Raiders, we're about to do a restart. We're almost at 200K likes. If you guys can help us tap the screen, once we hit 200K, we're going to do a quick restart and then see what opposition we can get up in here. Because I have currently the guest box here and the phone lines, and they are hiding. Oh yes, the earth is flat. Ugh, guys, I used to believe the earth is flat. Yes, I used to believe the earth is flat. I was one of them. Guest box is not showing up. Every time people say that, it's only for some people. I'm not joking. I used to believe the earth was flat. You know what? I'm going to make a video about me being MAGA. Because it surprises a ton of you to this day that I was MAGA. I'm going to have to make a video. I'm going to make a video about it. I'm going to pin that shit. All right, let's do this. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see the request box. Put a 2 in the chat if you can't. Because even if you can't, they're still not even saying anything in the chat to get an invite. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see the request box. Put a 2 in the chat if you can't. Wow, there's actually a fuck ton of 2s. TikTok is just glitching today? Oh shit, there's a fuck ton of 2s. The fuck? Dean and Parker used to be Trump fans? I didn't know that. I can't gift or see the stickers? Is all of the shit broken? W's in the chat to Val for the $5 cash app. Sent a message on TikTok. Love my new hat. W's to you. Big W's to you. Guys, so on the TikTok shop and available in the link in my bio, all the merchandise is available. The line that I'm pushing right now is the Kamala would never line because it's my personal favorite. Because Kamala would never do half the shit this man would do. We have the hats, we have the hoodies, we have the tank tops, we have the shorts, we have the pajama sets. Check it all out on the shop. If you like to say Kamala would never in a very loud lib way, like myself in clothing, you can do so with the links in the bio. I came and left back, no request box. Even no request box next to comment box. The restriction didn't take away the guest request. We got a restriction earlier, but then it was one of those restrictions based off the guest. And the second you remove the guest, it removes the restriction. So it can't be that. think there was an update recently. Apparently so. Okay. We hit 200K. I'm going to go ahead and restart. Here's what you guys can do. YouTube, stick around. You'll be just fine. Those of you on the TikTok side, in the time it'll take for me to do a restart, go to my profile, watch my last video. It's 1 minute and 16 seconds. It's fucking hilarious. Go watch that video. By the time you're done and come back, we should be back live. So go watch that last video, give it a like, give it a share, give it a comment, give it a repost, and come right back. But we're going to restart, and we'll be live for about another hour and a half. You're not funny. Who's trying to be a comedian? Hey, Dad Awesome, 86.3K followers, father, detective, and a carpenter. Did you utilize your detective skills to find out that Donald Trump was held civilly liable of sexual assault of E. Jean Carroll? Did you utilize your detective skills to see that Donald Trump has violated several amendments on the Constitution, specifically the 1st, the 2nd, the 4th, the 5th, the 9th, the 10th, the 14th? Did you use your detective skills for that? Or do you typically just use your fingers to be a keyboard warrior in the chat? Now you guys are commenting. Now you're making your faces noticeable. Now you're making your faces noticeable. Interesting. Interesting. Well, you're still a bunch of crybaby bitches. So restart. We'll be back. Go watch my latest video. By the time you're done, we shall be back. I sent him an invite already. He won't accept it. Please understand, these people are weak. These people are weak. Expecting them to have a pair of balls is like expecting a cat to woof. All right, restart. Alrighty. What up, YouTubers? What do y'all got going on? Oh yeah, it's glitching heavily because it literally says total views were 111 and we had 300 and something in the live. TikTok is just glitching. They're probably pushing out some type of update. What do you mean, can we call in? There's a literal call-in number right there. There's a literal call-in number right there. You just don't want to call in. Don't play stupid. Don't play stupid. Alrighty, let's see. No, we don't believe me get pregnant. I didn't say you can get pregnant. Maybe when you learn how to spell, you can try again. Alrighty. And we are back. Welcome back in, everyone. Welcome back in. Let's get this show on the road. Hold on. Too many. Shut up, dude. Shut up, dude. There's a call-in number. There's a call-in number. All you keyboard warriors, we don't have time for you. There's a call-in number. Call in the goddamn number and shut up. Call in the goddamn number and shut up. I have never seen such a bunch of baby bitches ever. You guys stay crying. Crying. It's actually really embarrassing. It's actually super duper embarrassing. Cursing is so classless. Damn, that's crazy. Donald Trump has no class. Donald Trump has no class. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know Donald Trump has no class whatsoever? That foul mouth of Donald Trump, bro. Classless individual. Classless individual. All of you guys' pathetic insults don't hold up over here when you voted for someone as deplorable as Trump. Welcome back into the show, Defend the Indefensible.
Would just be because like he's protecting women and girls' sex-based rights.
I don't know why you're crashing in. Do you often walk into people's homes and like don't take your shoes off? That's kind of fucking crazy. That's expected from you.
Well, I'm
alrighty. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did. I did.
Hold on a second. I have like people who decide to call in only when I get someone to request. It's really embarrassing, actually, because you guys sit there and chirp in the comments, and then you call in when I have a guest up so that you can say that I avoided you. Do better. Alrighty. Do you regret your vote, Wooden False Face?
No, I don't. Oh my God, thanks for saying my full name. It's like the best song in the world. Let's wake that up. But yes, I don't regret my vote for Trump just based on the fact that he's doing what I voted for him for. I voted for him to appeal Obama's Title IX gender identity protections, and lo and behold, he did that. I mean, lo and behold, sorry.
You voted for Trump to repeal Title IX?
Yes, that's like what I just said.
Interesting.
Like, are we not tracking?
Title IX has not been repealed.
It's in the process of being repealed. The protections on the basis of gender identity. I'm not
What
against Title
process is
IX as a
that?
whole. I'm not. Once again, I'm not against Title IX as a whole, but
Yeah,
I'm
what
against the
process is
protections
that?
against gender identity. Yeah, the removing of legislation that writes women's oppression on the basis of gender, not on the basis of sex, and it's been changed. Like
What
for
legislation is that?
what legislation that like, you that was rude, like really rude, but it's to be expected.
What was rude?
Playing that like
I didn't
ghetto
play anything.
rambunctious
It's a
music.
sound that I have for follows that I get.
Yeah, it's like a ghetto rambunctious sound, but
Sure. You have yet
Yeah,
to
so I'm gonna
substantiate the
get back
point
to
that you
saying
made.
what
Do you
I
want
was
to try
saying. I'm
again?
gonna substantiate what I'm saying because unlike
Please do.
some Trump
I'm
supporters,
waiting for you to
I'm
substantiate what you're
educated.
saying.
See, you're doing that weird
I'm
noise,
literally
but
not.
I'm not gonna pivot. I'm not gonna allow you to pivot
I'm not pivoting. You're
the
not
conversation.
articulating your point.
You
Who's
are.
pivoting? When did I switch the topic?
You're literally you're
When did I
playing
switch the
that
topic?
sound because you know
I'm
it
not
means
playing the sound. That's not a
you
sound on
are.
my
You
board.
literally are.
No, that is a sound when people follow me.
You are.
Hey, chat, do me a favor. Can I get 10 of you to follow me, unfollow me and follow me really quickly? I just need 10 of you to unfollow me and follow me really quickly. Here's my hands. Here are my hands. Wait for it.
Okay, so I'll give you the specific thing.
Nice try. Who's pivoting?
You are.
Oh, you're still standing on
You and your
stupid.
nappy
Okay,
ass spirit.
feel free
That's
to.
who's fucking pivoting.
Oh,
Section 7301.
he's so triggered.
I'm not triggered,
Oh,
bitch. I'm not triggered. Never gave trigger.
yeah. Do you want to go ahead and
This
try
guy is
another
always-
point because Title IX is not a good one?
Yeah, I'm giving you because Trump is against gender ideology in any form. Like when we look at gender ideology, the most harmful and most pervasive.
Yeah,
like
and he's fairly
form.
ineffective in doing anything about it. Oh,
He's not though. He's getting rid of these sex mimicry.
What did he get rid of?
Trans identifying.
Can you articulate what he got rid of? Because last I checked, trans people still exist.
Yeah, so that's not the point. The point is
That is the
these
point.
trans identified males who sex imitate, who changed their sex markers from male to female, he's reverted it back. And that's what I'm saying. Like
No, last I checked, those people still exist. So I don't know.
The point is,
They
I don't
still
have an issue with
identify as
trans
whatever they identify
identifying people
as.
existing. I have an issue
So
with them
there's
invading
that.
women's spaces.
Wow, it's almost as if there hasn't been anything that stopped them from invading women's spaces on a federal level because Donald Trump would not have that ability
it was the protections
to.
of women to have their sex segregated spaces. Like women deserve to have that.
Yeah.
Like they do deserve to have
Yeah.
that. You can mock,
And
you
you
can
still
mock my
can
voice. Like
articulate it.
you can mock my like feminine, beautiful, biological.
I don't care that
female
your voice is feminine.
You do care though. You care
Really
that it's more
don't.
feminine than every black woman you've ever met because black women are men. But regardless.
Oh,
like,
are you?
you
Hold
can
on.
argue-
No. Turn your camera on, buddy. Turn your camera on, buddy.
I don't even think I have camera.
Oh, I
access.
need you to turn your camera on. I need you to turn your camera on.
don't have camera
You
access.
don't have camera access? Okay, so I have a rule here. I'm not going to let people like you try to talk shit about black women.
Right, you're a nappy.
That's not what you're about to do up on
You're
this
a
platform. You can come back up when you have an argument. Javiation, did you vote for Trump?
Yep, I did.
Wonderful. Do you regret your vote?
Nope, I don't. I'm actually proud that President Trump has been doing what he said.
Doing what he said. He has very much been doing what he said. I agree with that. He said he would like to be a dictator for a day. On day one, he's been doing a pretty good job at that. He said that he took freedom of speech away. He's definitely been challenging that. I am so with you there. There's something we can agree on. Look at that. We just found common ground.
So Trump is taking away freedom of speech?
Donald Trump's words, yes.
Okay, so how are you speaking on live going against him? Shouldn't you be scared if he's doing that? He's
I don't
not
know.
taking,
You should go speak to Donald Trump about it.
He's not taking...
To be fair, there's one hell of an argument I can make about the changing of TikTok's
I
algorithm and the fact that it's
I
censoring
could
particular
get
content, especially in regards to the island man. But yeah, Donald Trump said himself, we took freedom of speech away.
I could get a hold of President Trump. I mean, my dad went to college with Mike Lawler. My dad went to college with Mike Lawler. So.
I don't know what that has to do with this conversation.
I know.
you
What I'm
can
saying
keep
is
trying.
that you sissy liberals, you voted for Kamala, right?
Sissy liberals.
You voted for
It's
Kamala.
almost as if it took you 0.2 seconds when you could not articulate why you continued to support Trump to pivot to the black woman. Jesus Christ, we're already here.
Because Trump is America first.
That was really hard for you to get out, wasn't it?
Nope.
That was Trump is.
I have a stutter. I have a stutter.
Error.
Are you making fun of my stutter?
You have a stutter? You didn't stutter in that moment. You literally paused. You
no,
didn't stutter. You paused.
No, my
nice
brain- I
try.
had brain
Nice
surgery.
try, you pathetic fuck. You tried to put that on having a stutter. You did not stutter. You paused. You delayed. That wasn't a stutter, my guy.
I have a delayed. I have a delayed.
That's not a stutter. A stutter would be verbal, the mouth, right? That would be a stutter.
Hi, Hector. Okay. Let's.
So don't you fucking dare, because I know people who actually struggle with that and people who have real stutters. You don't get to fucking claim that shit. Just because you can't articulate why you supported Trump, you ableist piece of shit. You want to keep trying? Try to make another point.
Okay, but I actually do. I had an IEP growing up. Thank you very much.
Try to make another point.
Like, don't ever try to act like
Try to make another point.
Yeah, sassy boy.
You said Donald Trump did a bunch of things, and that's why you voted for him.
like
What
his
are these
immigration
things?
policies.
What is his immigration policies?
Sending them back, doing what ICE is doing.
Sending who back?
The illegal aliens.
Okay. How does that help you?
Because they're committing crimes.
What crimes?
Jocelyn Legare, Lincoln Riley. I can go on and on and on. How about you? Yeah. How about, you want to
Interesting.
keep going? You want to keep
What
going?
about
Hector?
Martinez
About the
Guzman?
innocent-
What about the
about
9
the
victims of
innocent
Martinez
lives?
Guzman?
How about the innocent lives?
What about the
lost?
9 victims of
What do you
Martinez
say to
Guzman
Lincoln
under the
Riley's
first
lives?
administration?
What do you say to Lincoln
What did Donald
Riley's
Trump do about
families?
that?
I'll answer that, but what do you say to
Easy.
Lincoln Riley's
If Lincoln
family?
Riley's family wants justice to ensure that people like their daughter did not get attacked in the way that they did ever again, that they would support immigration reform
what do you
that
say
could have
to
put a cap
Jocelyn
on the
Legare?
southern border and the individuals who crossed over. The same
What
thing.
do you-
The same
what do you
thing.
say-
And instead of voting for the man
12-year-old
who had no response whatsoever to immigration reform and weaponized Title 42 in the fashion to rapidly deport people who we did not validate to have criminal records so we could have detained them, they should probably not vote for that guy again. That's exactly what I'd say to those two families.
He was 12 years old.
That is correct.
And
What about
she
the
lost-
9 victims of the Trump administration's undocumented migrant that he let in his first term that went on a 9-piece person killing spree? What about him?
Wait, so
What
you're
about
saying
him?
Well, of course, there's gonna be problems in every administration.
Oh, what? Of course
Yeah,
there's going to
but
be
now
problems in
we
every
under-
administration. But hold on, it's Trump's fault.
Well, it's not completely his
It
fault.
would be completely his fault by your logic.
Under Bush, the people who
It would be completely his fault by your
Oh my
logic.
God. So you're saying Bush is the reason because of 9/11?
I'm going with your line of logic. Every single person who dies here in the United States by the hands of an undocumented migrant is a fault of the president of the United States. That is your logic.
No, because Kamala was given borders are.
We're not talking about Kamala. You said Biden. You said open border. Did you not?
No, but Biden, Joe, I don't know what's this? Biden. Sorry, I have a stutter. But what I was saying is that
Stop fucking doing that. Stop fucking doing that. Don't fucking do that again.
Okay, chill out. I have a stutter.
Don't fucking do that again. You don't have a goddamn stutter. Fuck off. Don't do that. Stop doing that.
Okay, let's keep it chill, Hector.
What about
But
Biden?
Are you dating Erica Shantae?
Erica's my friend, weirdo.
I heard you're dating her though.
I don't care what you heard. You're a Trump supporter. You hear that the earth is flat.
No,
the
no, no.
fuck?
Is it
Who the
true that
fuck
you're
cares about
dating
what
her?
you heard?
No,
you want
are
to get
you
back
sure
to the
you're da- is it
conversation,
true?
or you realize you're out of talking points?
Okay,
Did you run out of talking points?
Okay, let's debate.
Did you run out of talking points? Oh, buddy, let me help you out. Let me help you out.
If I win, will you?
You
say
can
that
bring
you
up the
like
auto
Erica?
pen.
If I win, will you say that you like Erica?
I love Erica. Erica's a fantastic person. Would you
no,
like to bring
you
up the auto
slept with her.
pen?
You
Would you
slept.
like to bring up manufacturing?
ever sleep with her?
You
Did you
can
ever
bring up.
sleep-
Stop being fucking weird, my guy. We're here to have a debate, right?
What
So
about Willie
actually
Brown?
debate, because you hyper focusing on my relationship with my fucking friends is weird, my guy. Stop. Cut it out.
Willie Brown. What about Kamala with Willie Brown?
What about
She
Kamala
gave
Willie
straight-
Brown? What about Donald Trump and a
gave-
porn star?
What about Bill Clinton getting massages?
What about Donald Trump sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll?
Nope. That was.
Oh,
politically-
okay. You want to focus on real arguments, or you just want to keep touting around
Politically, no.
Republican nonsense?
I'm not. Look, You know, if it wasn't for Republicans, y'all would still be enslaved. So you better thank us.
Wow.
I'm saying Republicans got rid of. We were anti-slavery. The Democrats were pro-slavery. I hope you looked at the history books. So you're supporting.
Can you tell me which Triple K member endorsed the Democratic Party?
The Democratic Party was pro-slavery.
Can you tell me which Triple K member endorsed the Democratic Party?
Back in the 1800s, I'm not sure, but Hector,
I'm not asking you about the 1800s. The 1800s is irrelevant to today.
But no,
can you tell
matters.
me which
It's still
Triple
the
K
same.
member endorsed the Democratic Party?
They were still pro-slavery. You're not forgetting
You
your
can't
Black
tell
history.
me. Oh, that's cool.
Jack
That's cool.
Sminathan. Jack Sminathan. A
Excuse me?
KKK owner from South Carolina. John Sminathan. Look him up.
You don't even know who that is. You can't
Yes,
even
I
fucking
do.
pronounce it, my guy.
John Sminathan. He's from North Carolina. Look him up. You don't know. The Democratic Party doesn't like you.
Can you tell me
You know,
which Triple K member
John
endorsed
Sminathan.
the
I told
Democratic
you.
Party?
In 2016, John Sminathan supported Hillary Clinton.
I don't even know how to spell that, my guy.
Well, did you
John
grow up
Smita-Wetta?
in
Smita-Wetta?
Did you grow up in
How do you spell that?
IEP, or you,
How do you
wait,
spell
are
that?
You dyslexic? Are you dyslexic?
How do you spell that?
John.
How do you spell that?
You spell John?
I know how to spell John. How do you spell that last name?
It's SM. 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 Bro, literally SM. Are you ready for the rest, or are you just gonna keep staring at
What
me?
did I just ask you to
Keep
do?
making it up.
John SM. Ready for the rest?
I asked you to spell it. Spell it, my guy.
IONTON. Oh my God, dyslexic. IEP,
John,
brother.
did you just say? Hold on. Did you just spell SIMIONTON? Or did you spell SIMONTON?
The one you just said.
Oh, okay, got you.
Special Hectors. You got the 504 playing, buddy. You got a 504?
Whoever John Simonton, Simonton. Here's a postcard from Key West, Florida, paramilitary terrorist organization where his name is not fucking.
Yep,
like,
he
the fuck
voted.
is his
Yep,
name?
it was a documentary.
There's no.
You're on the
there's
right
no-
track.
There's no John.
Yeah, no, the
Simonton in
military.
this.
But yeah, the terrorist. That
It's
was
showing
him.
this because I typed Triple K. There's no
That was
John
him. That was
Simonton
him.
here.
No, that one with the.
My guy, there's no John.
Okay. IEP. Do you know?
John
did you
M.
have an
Simonton,
IEP?
officer in the Confederate Army during the American
Yep,
Civil War. He
him.
served in the Mississippi States.
Yep.
Served in the Civil War, but he supported
Yep.
Clinton.
He wasn't a Triple K member.
Oh my gosh. I have an IEP.
He wasn't a Triple K member. My
It's
guy.
not my fault that I have autism.
I don't know what that has to do with the fact that you just lied.
Hector, I was going to see if you could ask him, explain to him what the borders are because apparently he doesn't know what that was
Kamala
either.
Harris.
Yeah, go ahead and talk to me about what the borders are, buddy.
So the borders are someone who's getting.
Go ahead. You were asked the question about the borders are. You're the one who made the statement. What? What music? What music? Are you trying to dodge explaining the borders are again? Why can't you articulate one fucking point without crying, my guy? What is the borders are? What the fuck is the borders are, my guy? YouTube, I just played the drop song. That's why you got muted. Trump supporters request up in the box here the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you may call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Are you a Trump supporter?
No, can you ping the other guy?
Cool. Jason, thank you so much for coming up. We're just looking for Trump supporters right now.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Hector. Have a great day.
You as well. You as well. W's in the chat to Joe for the $30 Venmo. Drop this loser. Let's go, Jasmine. I cannot wait for those results later on. Guys, double tap the screen till the heart bar gets full. 371 of you in here. Let's get the likes up to 100K and beyond. Some dude, did you vote for Trump?
Yep.
Wonderful, some dude. Do you regret your vote?
Nope.
Why is that? Why don't you regret your vote for Trump? I can give you several reasons as to why you should. If you're a Trump supporter and you do not see the request box, you can just go ahead and say something in the comments. I can send you an invite. TikTok has been glitchy today, but that's not your excuse to run scared like a bitch. Hey, buddy, don't run. Don't run, some dude. Come on. I believed in you. I really believed in you. I believe you can make an articulate argument. Come on. Come on. I have faith in you. I have faith in you. Guys, they have nothing today. And he ran.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Trump supporters, you got to do better than this. Trump supporters, you got to do better than this. The call-in number is available on the screen for those of you on the YouTube side. I want you guys to actually articulate something. What's your name? Fresh, did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Wonderful. Do you regret your vote?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Don't you regret getting played by Donald Trump on No New Wars?
Don't you regret getting played by everyone else into thinking that Trump is a bad president?
Asking a question with a question is not very articulate. Would you like to try again?
All right, little bro. No, I don't regret anything.
Okay. Well, that wasn't my last question, now was it? My last question was, don't you regret getting played by Donald Trump in regards to No New Wars?
I didn't get played.
You didn't?
Nor do I regret anything.
You didn't? So Donald Trump wasn't the man who ran off of No New Wars and the regime change policies of previous administrations is destructive, and that's not what we were doing? We didn't run off of America First. He didn't run off of protecting veterans.
What are you going on about?
Were you not listening to the words coming out of my mouth, or do you legit have a comprehension
There's a lot of
problem?
stuttering and mumbling going on. Nonsense.
It wasn't stuttering, but okay.
Bunch of nonsense.
Okay, let me go ahead and repeat myself again. Did Donald Trump run off America First?
Did Trump run off America first? Is that what you just said?
That's what you just heard.
No, he didn't.
He did run off of America First.
No, I said he did not. And I'd like to explain to me
that's what
how
I said.
he
Didn't.
did that.
Did not. Didn't means did not. If you
Did
didn't know.
not, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, explain to me how.
How he ran off of America First?
Yeah.
He mentioned at every campaign, there's little signs and posters and airplanes that flew the little flag across the sky that he rented. It was literally all over his campaign trail. Or did you not watch it?
No, I definitely watched it.
Oh, so you saw
Yeah, but that
it.
doesn't mean he ran off America.
That literally does mean he ran off of America First. It was on his campaign trail. He announced it at every single rally.
Well, shouldn't he
Shouldn't he what?
run off America?
Oh, so he did run off of America First. We're just doing this circle thing for nothing.
I'll do what I want, boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you guys don't have any actual arguments, hence why you just come
You
up
don't
here
have any
because you're
actual
bored.
arguments. You're just word vomiting bullshit.
You're literally ignoring every single argument that I present, and
I
you're
heard what the
denying
fuck
the
you
existence
said.
of the fact that he very much ran off of America First. He very much ran off of all the things that I mentioned, and he very much has betrayed the American people with his blatant lies on protecting veterans and not starting any new wars.
I would just want him to be king. King Trump.
I know you want him
I
to
just
be
can't
king.
wait for that.
I know you do. Do a backflip off a balcony for me, will you? Tyrone, did you vote for Trump?
Yeah. What was that? Backflip off the balcony?
No, you hear. Good job. Do you regret your vote?
Why'd you just say that to him?
You heard it.
Do
you regret your vote?
Yeah, why'd you say that? Are you that
Don't worry about what I said to other people. Why did you vote for
so
Trump?
you just tell people to jump off a balcony? That's
Why do
crazy.
you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
No,
like
my
Trump
guy,
said,
my
you're
guy.
crazy.
You have me all wrong. You have me all wrong. I
You're telling someone
encourage
to jump off a
my
balcony.
guy.
You're
You
telling
have
someone
me
to
all
kill
wrong. I
themselves.
need you to hear me.
That's
No,
insane.
sir. Please don't be violent. Don't be violent on this platform. Don't do that.
You're the one
Don't be
being
violent. Don't be violent. How dare you say something like that? Listen to me closely. I encourage flexibility in every single American citizen. I think acrobatics is a great way to be healthy. I think RFK would even agree with me. He ran off of being healthy, right? This is exactly why I turned the phone lines off. You guys literally wait till I have a guest to call in. Right? I want every single American to be as healthy as possible, and acrobatics is a fantastic way to stay flexible and stay fit. So, I was encouraging this individual to practice backflips, and one of the great ways you can do so and manage your balance and height is doing so off of a balcony. I don't know why you believe that I'm telling someone to do a backflip off of like a 32-foot building. That would for sure unalive
You just
someone.
said a 32-story building. I never said.
Do you understand that balconies could be off of several different heights? How dare you come up here and say that I'm advocating for violence?
Just admit you're a loser.
That is
okay? You
just
come
so
up here every
deplorable
day
of
and
you,
just
man.
complain.
This is the problem with America.
us a
These Trump supporters are so damn violent and so degenerate. It's just really sad, man. So sad. I didn't tell anyone off themselves. I told them to do a backflip off a balcony. There's a difference. So, would you like to address the prompt?
There's your liberal supporter.
Would you like to
guy.
address the prompt?
Just, are you gonna stop? Like,
Would you
just
like to address the
complaining all
prompt?
day? Yeah, I want to address you. You're just telling people.
I'm
to
waiting
unalive
for you to
themselves.
address the
It's
prompt.
crazy. Not till we get off this topic of why you're telling people to.
There's
unalive
no
themselves.
topic. I just told you exactly what I said and your misinterpretation of what I
You're a
said.
loser. Okay, you're a loser. You have
Yeah, I
nothing
don't know
else
what that
to
has
do.
to do with Donald
This is
Trump
all you
being
do
held
with it.
civilly liable of
I'm gonna
sexual
go read
assault,
some
being a
financial
34
statements and
counted
make some
convicted
money.
felon, lying to you guys, playing you like a fiddle, protecting the perpetuators of sexual abuse towards minors and women, and not releasing the files. That's what I'm waiting on you to go ahead and talk about versus
So
whatever
you're
you're
just-
trying to do here.
What I'm trying to do, I just said you're complaining, and you just literally.
No,
just,
nothing I said was a complaint. It was a fact. Donald Trump just struck
You're
Iran recently
complaining.
after
You're
bailing
just
out of the
being-
negotiations that he literally engaged in on Thursday evening. And that is an objective fact, not a complaint.
And you tell people to unalive themselves on your live.
That is not what I said, sir. You really got to
That's
stop
what you
spreading
said.
misinformation.
You said a 38.
TikTok, I just want to let you know that this individual is
You
saying
said it-
very violent things to me, and he's speaking on very violent things in regards to other people. I do not condone violence in any way, shape, or form on this platform. I'm simply encouraging people to be more acrobatic and athletic, and this individual is advocating for shmuricide. It's really sad. Back to you, Tyrone. Would you like to actually engage in the fact that you voted for a man who played you like a fiddle?
Wait, I accused you of doing that.
Would you like to engage with the fact that you voted for a man who played you like a
Trump said you guys
fiddle,
are crazy.
or would you like me to move on to the next guest?
Like Trump said, you guys are.
Cool. You have absolutely
Trump
nothing.
said you guys are crazy. There you go.
Yeah, and Trump
crazy.
also put like garbage bags
You're
above
crazy,
his head.
bro.
So
You're
there's
crazy.
that. Cool. So the only argument that you have is worrying about things I said to a previous guest instead of actually engaging with the actions of Donald Trump today. That's pathetic.
That's how it
And
started
maybe
off.
one
I
of these days you'll actually start to make sense, but it looks like that day will not be today. Laura Lee, did you vote for Trump? Laura Lee, did you vote for Trump? Come back up when you're ready to talk. And that person did not load up. Trump supporters request up in the box. You're the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. And now, if you're over on the tube side, you may call the number on the screen, 737-295-5321. 451 of you in here. Do all of the things.
Call from
Tim.
Have no idea what you said your name was. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Wonderful. Do you regret your vote?
Not one bit.
Not one bit. You say that so confidently. I'm curious as to what Donald Trump has done in the last year of being a president that has warranted your continued support for him.
Well, for what he's done in this year, he's lowered prices on gas.
Your
Also,
service is not
yes,
working very well. You're
we
breaking
have-
up.
I don't regret it because he has lowered prices. He has gotten things done that needed to get done. And I don't understand what the big deal is, what he's doing as president compared to past presidents.
What price has he lowered?
What prices did he lower? Gas prices, egg prices, a lot of the food that I purchase, prices are lower.
How's Donald Trump lowered egg prices?
It's part of the there's no inflation. Inflation is way down.
Inflation was way down at the end of 2024, well into March of 2025, and that didn't change the egg prices from going up from $8 to $11 a carton. So clearly, it has to be more than that.
So
what has Donald Trump done to bring it
What
down?
was the inflation prices then?
Inflation.
What was the
rates?
inflation
There's
before
no
that?
such thing as inflation price.
Yes.
You're talking about the inflation rates. The inflation rates between those months.
It was
were
like
roughly
9%.
No, I'm sorry. Did you just
I'm
say the
talking- I'm
inflation
talking
rate
about
was
this-
9%
I'm talking about-
end of 2024?
I'm saying, what was the inflation rate during Biden's term? Or what was the highest it got to?
What was the highest it got to is different from the average. The highest it got to was 9.2%.
There you go.
Yeah, what does that have to do with
9.2%?
egg prices
And
end of 2024, early 2025 that skyrocketed?
because egg prices and gas prices, how much were the average gas prices?
What is the point that you're trying to make here? Because you made a specific point and then you're just
Easy,
completely
because-
dancing around that.
Okay, because it's the same thing. Gas prices were high, thus creating
Gas
the
prices were low
for
at the end of
delivered
Biden's
food.
term. So were the
No,
egg prices
at
up
low
until the
because
bird
Trump was
flu.
coming to office. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me finish my thought. You're telling us that during his whole time in office, he was the president. He had gas prices were extremely high.
No, gas prices
Thus,
were not
when-
extremely high the entire time he was president.
They were. Yeah, he was.
What were
he
gas
was-
prices at
when
the end of 2024?
He had 9.2. I'm not talking about end of 2024. I'm
Well,
talking about
end
the
of
whole term.
2024 would include his whole
You
term.
can't just cherry pick 2 months.
No, I don't have to
You
cherry
have to
pick
use
2
his
months.
whole
I can
term.
cherry pick the entirety of the year of 2024, end of 2023,
Well,
2021.
Okay, okay. Then tell me how inflation works.
Tell you how inflation works, buddy. You just
Inflated-
tried to say that inflation was 9% at the end of his
I'm
term, and I
trying to-
need to tell you how
I'm-
inflation
I'm
works.
trying-
You just said
I didn't
inflation
say it was
prices,
that-
and I need to tell you how inflation
at the end of
works.
his term. I said you're cherry picking thoughts, and I said during his
I didn't
term.
cherry pick anything. You're literally the one who
end of
tried to
his
cherry
term.
pick because you
You're
tried to apply the
cherry-picking.
last couple months of
trying to
administration
say
or a
you-
peak of inflation in
I
2022
didn't say
as
the
an
last couple
entirety of
months.
his
You
entire
did.
term.
You're cherry picking.
You're the one
You
who's been
said
cherry picking
the
this
last
entire
couple
time.
months. I did not cherry pick. I said he had what was the highest of his term.
I went over the highest
You
of his
said
term.
the last couple months in 2024.
I literally said the highest
in
inflation rate as a
2024,
term
the
was
last few months.
9.2%.
You're right. It was 9.2. You're right.
It
And
wasn't
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
9.2%
And
every
you-
single
you-
month of 2020,
I
2021,
didn't
2022,
say it was.
2023, and 2024.
I didn't say.
Then what are we doing?
I did not say it was.
Then what are we
You're
doing?
still cherry picking. You're
I'm not
trying
cherry
to get
picking.
this.
You
I
asked
am
me a
saying-
specific question.
Okay,
I gave
well
you an
then
answer.
let me finish my thought. Let me give you a thought. Is that here it is. Gas prices were extremely high, thus raising the prices for delivered goods to from the supplier to the middleman to the stores. Those prices raise up according to delivery costs. The delivery costs then go to the stores, and then the consumer pays for them. We, as consumers, paid higher prices for groceries in Biden's term.
In part because of
And
gas. not
so
completely.
that's what I just said, and you said it had
So
nothing
then why
to
are
do with it.
grocery prices rising well throughout 2025 and early 2026, despite the fact
But now,
that gas
but
prices
now,
were at record lows?
and here we are. They're lower now. Yes, they are.
There
Gas
haven't
prices
been.
are like record lows, not because we started drilling again, our country. Because the first thing that Biden did was cut off drilling in our country.
Biden eliminated key
That's the
permits,
first
but
thing
he
he did
still
when he came
allowed
up.
other ones to pass through. In fact, we have numbers from his administration that
But he
showed he
did
quite
not-
literally had more drilling than Donald Trump's first term. We can look at LNG
No, he did
exports
not.
and everything else.
He did not. No, you had a whole bunch of imports, but imports only raised prices, not lower. We
I'm
had
sorry,
our
what?
own. We were energy sufficient.
Did you just say that imports raises prices?
Yes, importing
Importing
gas
substantially
to the United
cheaper
States.
gas or crude oil or oil from
It is
other
not substantially
nations
cheaper.
into the United States
It does not
run up
cheaper.
prices.
It's easier to get here. It's easier for
No,
it to
it's
be
literally
here.
not.
Yes,
whatsoever.
It is
What
not.
evidence do you have to support the
plus,
claim that
God
importing
bless
oil
you.
from
The
other
admittance
nations,
for
which
the
has been well
folks
done
coming
under
across the
Republican
thing
administrations as
is,
well, because of the
eco,
cost? What evidence
not
do you have to
eco-friendly.
support the claim that
So you're
drilling
saying-
here makes it cheaper?
Easy, because when you get something that's 60 gallons of $60 a barrel in Kuwait, it still is going to be raised to 80 gallons, $80 a barrel here. That's the difference, because you have to get the cost of the fuel coming across the ocean, and in a big, huge boat, we still have to pay them, which gives them, they want a profit, we get a profit, they want
So
a
tell
profit
me this,
here.
with
so it
Donald
raises
Trump
the prices.
drilling record levels of oil under his first term and then Biden surpassing that, we still imported oil from other countries. And we still were able to get those record lows with said imports. Would you like to explain to me? He literally did. He literally did. Do you have a secondary device that you can use to look up information? No one cut off fracking, and the Supreme Court stopped the Keystone Pipeline.
It was the first thing he did when he went into
Can you go ahead and Google? Do
That
you have a
was the
secondary
first thing
device?
he
Do you
did.
have a secondary
And-
device? Do you have a secondary device?
I'm telling you right now.
Do you have a secondary device you can use to look up
what did he-
information?
I'm asking you right now also.
I'm
looking it
asking
up.
you, do you have a secondary device that you can use to look up information?
I'm looking it up right now.
Wonderful.
I'm waiting for
I
you.
want you to look up if Biden drilled more than Trump.
All right. Well, then you look up. If I'm looking this up, you look up. What was the first things that when Biden came in office, what was the first things that he cut off?
There was a key permit that he removed for the Keystone XL pipeline, and I was going along the lines of the Supreme Court ruling back in June or July of 2025, which effectively shut it down because that pipeline was in litigation well under the Obama administration and fast-tracked into Donald Trump's first term. And then at the beginning of the Biden-Harris administration, he just moved the key permit, but it was already dead in the water beforehand.
So if you're telling me that Biden
Then
drilled
no, I
more,
didn't have to look
then
that up.
why
I
were the
just know
prices
things.
high? Okay, well, great. I don't know this stuff, and I go off of information, and I'd like to know information.
Really not.
And when you're saying things, see, and then you have to insult people, and people are trying to sit here and say,
Not
"You're right."
insulting you.
I'm just reading what they're saying
clearly
right now.
not, because you were talking
But you're
out of your
inside.
ass. That's not an insult.
What am I talking out of my ass about?
The Keystone Pipeline and Biden drilling
Well,
less
great,
than
but
Trump.
did he signed a whole bunch of stuff when he first came into office? Did he not?
Yes.
Liberty. Okay.
That didn't
great.
stop
That's what I went
drilling.
off of. Now, and so here I am. You're telling me something. I'm looking it up, and I see. Okay, well, it says that he drilled more. Okay, great. But instead of sitting here going, I'm here to learn, and to sit here and debate my points, you're sitting
You
here
can't
to
call
argue,
in this
and you're
line and say
put
you're
down
here
the
to
other
learn when
person.
you've been arguing with me this entire time.
I
do not
great.
understand
I can
why you
argue
guys
that
say
point.
you're here to learn, and then you'll literally argue
Here you
with
go,
me.
and it's you guys.
Yes,
Okay,
you
well,
guys,
great, but
because
I
I
just
do
said
this
you were
for a
right.
living,
Did I
and I
not
speak
just
to
said
Trump
you were
supporters
right?
on a daily basis, and you
You said
all
you were
call
right.
in and you argue with me on things you don't know.
Okay, well then, how about the war? Let's go on the war thing. How
What
many
about it?
times
I bet
did,
you think it's a good thing.
Okay, how many times did Obama bomb somebody? How many countries did he bomb?
A few.
9. How many times did he get congressional approval for it?
I'm sorry, there was never a time where they denied his ability to do so. Not to mention, not every single thing has to be congressional
You're right.
approval. We understand under
You're
what's the
right, and
specific
that's the
terminology I'm
point.
looking for. Certain actions there's not quite requiring a full-on vote on Congress, but then Congress could support actions in defense or to go after terrorists. In which case, that wouldn't necessarily be here. The same circumstances with Donald Trump, because he did these attacks at the behest of Israel under the guise of nuclear technology that they had, despite the fact that not only would he be the reason they had an enriched amount to threatening levels or getting closer to threatening levels, but he actually violated the negotiations that they were making as of Thursday. They had meetings scheduled for next week, and then he bombed them.
Yeah, because he was. Yes, but he was also delaying. Those are delaying tactics. He wasn't trying to get in there and actually do anything. He was just delaying while he was murdering his own people.
Well, you say they're delay tactics, but then Donald Trump said that he stopped them. He said he blew them up. He said it was done. He said it was over. And now we're saying we're striking them again because of their capacity.
Yes, because they were rebuilding them.
No, they were just able to get right back to where they were within the last 6 months. Is that what we're going with?
I didn't say they were. They also had a fifth area that they didn't get to.
They've had several areas with nuclear capabilities. Not every single facility that they have is weapons grade. Nuclear technologies is also used for other things.
But they were getting close.
That's Donald Trump's fault.
Why is it Donald Trump's fault? Why is everything Donald Trump's fault instead of letting the president go? Did you see people going out when Biden was having a hard time standing and doing anything? Were we out there protesting or do whatever? He was the president. We let it go.
No, you didn't let it go. All you guys did is scream and cry for the 4 years of his administration of how terrible he was, and then half of you can't even tell me his policies.
You know what we didn't do? Burn down cities. We didn't burn down our own
No, you
cities.
just smeared shit on the walls,
Kill
assaulted police
people,
officers, and fucked up the Capitol.
No, we didn't. Actually, if you look in for the Second Amendment rally, they went around and cleaned off all of the stickers and stuff on the poles and stuff like that. If you look into it,
the fuck you talk about stickers and shit. I'm sorry. You think the millions of dollars of damage on the Capitol was stickers?
You're talking about January 6th or the Second Amendment rally?
Why are you talking about the Second Amendment? Who the fuck was talking about the Second Amendment?
Because the Second Amendment rally.
Second Amendment rally? What Second Amendment rally? I'm not talking about a Second Amendment rally. I'm talking about January 6th.
And then there you go. You didn't even. January 6th, they broke into the thing. Does it? Great. Some people did that. But at the same time, compared to how much that was, how much was it like all these other cities that burned when they didn't get what they wanted?
No cities burned because of Democrat-sponsored terrorism. W's in the chat to Alpha for the $9.99 super chat. Possible concept of USA ground troops into Iran. Yeah, I saw that. We knew it was coming, by the way. We had people deployed the morning of the strike. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to you. Guys, best way to support the platform is going to be links in the bio. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Hector Talks with 2 R's or Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. If you're over on the Tube side, you may send a super chat or a super sticker. 495 of you in here, including the 100 and something on the Tube side. 600 people watching totally. Double tap the screen to get the likes up to 100K. What did I cherry pick?
This is yep, cherry pick.
What did I cherry pick?
You cherry picked certain points. When you talk about one person,
you mentioned a lot of points. I don't know how you expect me to go over every single one.
Well, I'm not asking, but if you look at the portfolio of each president, Biden didn't do shit. Obama wasn't that great, and you sit here
by what metric?
Try to cherry pick over.
By what metric would you say they're not great?
The metric. Why? What did Obama do that was so great?
We can talk about the fact that he sponsored the country finally treating gay Americans the same way we treated anyone else by allowing them to marry. We can talk about the prison reform that he introduced. We can talk about his expansion of veterans health care. We can talk about the Affordable Care Act.
Government and religion has nothing to do with it.
What?
You just got done telling me I spotted off a whole bunch of stuff and I can't count.
Well, you asked me to cite some of his accomplishments.
Yes, but gay marriage was always it has to do with the church, separation of church and state. It has nothing to do with the government.
If gay marriage, that's literally the point. That's why the government stepped in and decided to separate people's faith and their bigotry towards gay people to allow them to marry just like everyone else. We stepped in because there wasn't enough of a separation of church and state. That is literally the reason why that happened.
You had church and states. There was in Oberlin College, they had allowed gay marriage and you can put your partner on there. They had to discontinue that because they were changing it every month, if not sooner, because there was so much a transition through the gay marriage and going through and all this other stuff. They had to put a limit on it to a 1 month.
A limit on what?
You had to say, hey, you have to be living together for a year.
And?
Before we can put you on, like, Medicaid Medicare, your medical care.
What does that have to do with gay marriage?
It was before. It has to do because you have to be a partner, and they were going through the gay marriage.
Okay, that's
They
for
were saying
legal
they were married.
benefits. We're not talking about legal benefits. We're talking about the fact that they weren't allowed to get married at all.
But in some states they were. It's
Oh,
not
yes.
just
And then, well,
not
yes,
a
to be fair, yes.
government
Them
function.
allowing them to get married legally would also allow them to get
It's
legal
not-
benefits. Yes.
But it has nothing to do with the fact that we're sitting here trying to say, hey, we want this. Well, great. Do what you want. No one gives a shit. But don't throw it in our face.
A lot of people gave a shit.
No one
That's
cares.
where 2015 came into play.
No one gave a shit. No.
I'm
no
sorry.
one gave
There
a
were
shit.
Republicans
Everybody didn't
protesting
care.
against
But you
this
do-
when it was overturned or when it was allowed. There weren't a bunch of Republicans going, this is the erosion of the country,
people-
and this is going to embrace the entirety of the LGBTQIA, which is going to lead to the destruction of society. None of that happened. Aren't still people arguing right now that gay marriage was one of the worst things we could have allowed in the country?
Can I answer? Okay, well, here it is that, yes, there was. Just like this war, there's people supporting it, some people not supporting it. Protests for, protests against. There's people that are going to disagree. But disagreement is not saying you shouldn't do it because it has nothing to do
Those
with it.
people voted
People
against
do
it.
what
We're
they
not
wanna
talking
do.
about personal opinions or perception. We're talking about votes.
And did it pass?
It passed. After all that time where it
there you
didn't.
go. No
It's
one-
only been 11
one
years.
gives
It
a
hasn't
shit.
even
No
been
one gives a
a
shit about it.
quarter of a century since this has happened. It is not that far away to where
No-
Republicans still had their
Yeah,
asses
and-
tight.
But it has, who cares? Because it's different places.
I
People
care.
have different
I
views.
care about people
Well, then
who stand
vote
for
where-
bigoted policies, and I vote against them. Why don't you?
Because they don't matter. Because I'm allowed to have my opinion, like you're allowed to have your opinion. We're allowed to sit here and say, I don't agree with that. And you're allowed to sit here and say, I don't. And so in turn, don't have to call them names. We don't have to say anything bad about the person. We can say, hey, we have a
I
different
can call
opinion.
someone who
Why-
thinks
where did that
people
change?
allow thinks gay people being allowed to marry each other is the worst thing that ever happened in society. I can very much criticize that person. I can say that person sucks ass.
No. Well, they suck ass, but don't sit there and get in their face, whatever. But the problem is that we can sit here and say, to me, it doesn't matter if you're gay, lesbian, it doesn't matter. As long as you're not in front of my kids trying to do something that if the straight couple was doing it, I'd do the same thing. Don't try to go
No one
into the
disagrees with
bathroom
that.
because
No one
here's
disagrees with
the-
that. You shouldn't be doing extra shit around kids, regardless of your sexual orientation and
Yeah.
attraction. No one disagrees
Exactly.
with
That's the problem. And that's the thing, is that no one disagrees with that. But yet we're allowing these things to happen in front of our kids that shouldn't be
that.
happening.
What are we allowing to happen in
And
front of our
we're
kids that shouldn't
allowing
be
this to
happening?
Well, drag queen shows, we're allowed.
Do you think drag queen shows are people in drag fucking each other in front of kids?
Have you seen some of these? Have you seen some of these on the streets in San Francisco? Have you seen them up in Canada?
A drag
Have you
person on
seen
the
some
street of
these-
San Francisco isn't a drag person at a school event.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're not introducing sexual content to elementary school children. That shouldn't
No
happen.
one's
Because
introducing
those books that they're
sexual
reading,
content to
the
elementary
books-
kids.
The books that they're reading is the how to give a proper blowjob, how to,
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm
Yo,
telling you
what
right
the
now.
fuck are you talking about, my guy? What book in a school library is teaching anyone how to do a blowjob?
Have you seen some of these? I'm telling you right now, it is the truth. That is happening.
That is not a real
It
thing
is disgusting.
anywhere.
I have.
You know what?
It is.
I know of
I've
one
seen it.
instance. Actually, I know of
seen
one instance because this one fucking dude made a big deal out of it. Where there was this one book that slipped into a school library that was a story of like these two kids. I believe their ages were like between 13 and 15. Of these two boys who like sat down one day and was exploring each other's shit. Right. This book was rated for teens. And it wasn't supposed to be in the library to begin with. It wasn't something brought in by the school curriculum. There was books that were donated to the school that they put in the library, and there were individuals who were supposed to investigate the books before they put it out there. Clearly, this one slipped through the cracks. The second it was brought to the school's attention, that book was burned.
There have been more books. There have been more books checked out by kids that were brought in front of
books checked out by kids, especially books that were accidentally brought into the school library, is not an example of the LGBTQ agenda to be weird with kids, my guy.
No, I'm telling you, buddy. I mean, that happens. I don't know how to tell you. I got kids in school right now, and I've seen it.
What have you seen with your kids?
It's not, but I've seen it. I've seen the council meetings where they're bringing up these books and saying, "Hey, this is what I found in my kid's school library."
And what of these books presented? Which one of these books were taught in a classroom?
What I just got, they're not taught in the classroom. They're able to check them out. They have LGBTQ. Listen, I don't know all the things, and I don't want to screw it up.
People exist. Do you have an issue with LGBTQ books as a whole?
No, I just said, hey, I don't care about that stuff, but keep it away from my kids.
Didn't ask you to care. I asked you to leave them alone.
Yeah, and so if they stay away from my kids, I don't care, and they leave.
What do you mean if they stay away from their kids? Do you ask straight people to stay away from your kids?
Okay, see, now you're cherry picking. I'm
not cherry picking anything. You keep saying stay away from your kids as if they're inherently diseased.
No, stay away from my kids with the idea of pushing LGBTQ stuff on them.
What is idea?
Do what they want to do. Don't make out in front of my kids. I think that's gross. Just like straight people. They don't need to do it in front of my kids.
So that's not an LGBTQ issue. That's just a person issue. People who may do too much in front of children. You just said that, but you've literally been basing this entire thing off of LGBTQ people. You've been saying, LGBTQ people don't do this in front of my kids. No one should be doing this in front of your kids. You made an issue of LGBTQ. You made an issue of their books. You made an issue of drag. You did that. So don't now try to cover it up with bringing in straight people.
Then let me talk it. Let me talk. Because here you are trying to, cherry pick things. I said I have no problem with LGBTQ people whatsoever. But when you brought up the fact that you said, hey, these schools, and you're trying to sit here and say, oh, now what schools? What are you saying? And so I try to explain to you, and then you're saying, oh, no, so now you have a problem with LGBT. No,
you brought up your school specifically, and you brought up meetings at your school and books at your kids' school. I would like for you to give me one.
They were in there. I don't know the books because I didn't care.
I would argue if I went to, if I had a child and my child went to a school classroom or a school library and they brought home a book with two gay people doing the thing, I would make a big fucking deal about it. I would want to know what that goddamn book is. I would be in that meeting talking about it because ain't no fucking way you're going to put that shit in front of my kids. Not because they're gay, but because that's inappropriate.
Kid did not bring that book
you
home.
Keep saying that this happened in this meeting and you don't even know what it is.
I said I was at the meeting it happened at, and I heard about it. My kids didn't bring it home. You're assuming I am trying to tell
whether
you
they
right
brought
now
it home. You said you
happened.
were at the meeting. Did you not say you were at the meeting?
My kids did not bring it home.
Did you not say you were at the
somebody
meeting?
else's child brought it home. I was at the city council meeting. It's a big council meeting.
So then you would know what the book is because they would have talked about the book at the meeting.
What? And so I'm supposed to remember everything that happened. Every little note was said there. All I heard was
you're supposed to remember what super fucking inappropriate book was presented in front of your children. If you went to the meeting about it, you went to the meeting for that reason, and you don't even know what it is. Are you not paying attention to what your kids are being taught and what's impacting them? What the fuck is the point of going to the meeting to begin with? You're gonna forget everything when you leave.
Easy, because to stand up against things that shouldn't be taught at schools, just because one thing just says
you can't even substantiate that this was being taught in schools, or that it being in the library was because the school brought it in intentionally.
Yes. I don't know what else to tell you. If you want to sit here and argue about it and sit there and say that it's so wrong and you don't know what's going on and this is how it is.
Curriculum is not being taught to school.
I have nothing to do. Yes, they have LGBTQ community sections at the library now.
Yes, they have sections at the
That's not a
library
big
because
deal.
LGBTQ
Who
people
cares?
exist. And if you're an LGBTQ kid, you can go to the
And it doesn't
LGBTQ
matter.
section and you can read a book on your identity.
And that's the issue. Yes,
The
and
issue,
that's the thing,
the issue
that
is
you have all
a
no,
gay
that was the
kid,
wrong word.
a lesbian
Before you
kid
start, because
being
it has
making.
nothing to do with it. I meant that is the thing, is that, hey, they can look that stuff up, but it also comes into the point where you can't sit there and say, hey, you know, sexual content shouldn't be in the library. I shouldn't have a Playboy in the library or a Playgirl in the library. There shouldn't be anything like
Playboy
that in the
isn't
library
rated for children
these
under
kids
the
to look
age
at.
of 18, so it would never be in a school library.
Yes.
You do understand
It
that
was-
there are
I
books
am
that
just
children can
making a
read that are
point.
love stories, right?
I am
Kids
making a
can
point.
read love stories within age appropriation, whether it's LGBTQ or not.
Yes,
There is a
and that's
teen
the
section
point.
in
Age
libraries,
appropriate.
specifically high schools. If a high school book slipped its way into a
And you're-
middle school, that
You're
is a
sitting here
fault of the
cherry-picking just different things instead
thing.
of just listening to the whole story.
I'm not cherry picking anything.
You're
If an
cherry-picking.
inappropriate book
I
found
say a
its way
word,
into a
you
school
cherry-pick.
library
Boom,
and it
got
was
it.
brought
Let
up
me
to
say
the
this. Boom, boom, boom.
class and they tossed the book out, congratulations, the school is doing its job. If this book wasn't being taught,
But if
this wasn't
the
being
school
pushed on
was
into
brought
anyone,
in
then it's
by
nothing.
the school, and if it was brought in by the school,
If it was brought in by the school, it would be taught in curriculum. You understand that books in school libraries
it
are
would
often
not be
donated,
taught in
right?
curriculum. They don't teach. Their school libraries are often donated, but they also bring in different types of books according to what's
Yes,
going
and
on.
if the
in the
books are
public.
brought in by the school,
And
they're
so
even
what
more
happens-
verified than the donated books.
They are not.
Yes,
They
they
obviously-
literally
it
are.
depends on
And
who
if you
ver-
have a
who's
school
verified-
district that is not
who's
verifying the books,
verifying
that
them.
person should
That's
be
the
fired.
problem. But who's verifying them? That's the difference. Is that we're sitting here
It wouldn't be a
arguing
teacher, I don't
over
know who would verify
semantics
it. It would be
when
the
you sit
whatchamacallit.
here. It'd be the city council, the
No, it wouldn't be
Department
the
of
city
Education
council.
in the state. That's the Department of Education in the state. That's who does it. According to the Department of Education in the city, you know, it streams down from the state level.
No, that's not what the Department of Education does.
They verify curriculum. They verify. So if you're saying
The
it's curriculum,
Department of
that's what
Education
Department of
does not
Education does.
control curriculum.
Then who controls curriculum?
States.
The state,
That's
which
correct.
is the Department of Education, not the federal level.
If
I'm
the
talking about
Department of
state level.
Education has state branches, they still don't control the curriculum.
Yes. They control the curriculum. Where do you think all the curriculum is for the United States? Where the curriculum was Department of Education
How
made
old
the
are you?
curriculum for the whole United States.
How old
and,
are you?
Man, my age doesn't matter.
It does. I'm 28. How old are you?
Why does that matter?
Because I'm going to prove a point. when
Why are you
answer the
fighting
question.
against the war? Okay, hold on. Why? Okay, I'm 50.
Okay, you're 50 years old. Here's what I want you to do for me. I want you to Google, does the Department of Education control state curriculum? And then when you find the answer, because I'm not going to tell you, I want you to ask yourself why you've been able to exist 50 years believing the lie that you just told. You said this is an
That's
educational
part
lie.
of
We're
what I
learning,
needed to
right?
know about.
I'm trying to help you learn. I want you to
God
Google
bless
what
you.
said.
Well, great. I'm looking it up right now. But what I'm saying is that that's not the point. I don't know who does the curriculum. But what I'm saying is
You just
that
said
I'm
who
50
does the
years.
curriculum.
Does that matter? Yes, I said, but it comes down from the national level. But now the national Department of Education's gone.
It's not gone. Trump's been defunding it, but it's not gone. The Department of Education still exists. Can
It
you
needs to be
Google
gone.
if the Department of Education controls state curriculum and tell me what you find? Chat, 528 people in here. We're almost at 100,000 likes. Double tap the screen till the heart bar gets full. If you're over on the tube side, make sure you hit that like button on your way in your way out. Subscribe, turn on notification bells as well if you'd like to stay in tune with the stream. W's in the chat to the one mighty pen for the $5 super chat. I decide what my kids read, not the school, not the government. That's what 1A is for. If you don't want your kids reading it, tell them not to check it out. You know what? That's a good lesson. Your kid comes home with a gay book. That's because your kid could probably be gay or is curious about being gay. That's a them problem. That's not a school problem.
It has nothing to. I mean, that has nothing to do with it. It has to be with the fact that kids are curious. They don't know who they like. Who says they can't vote till they're 18? They can't drink beer till they're 21. They can't smoke till they're 18. How are we allowing kids to make their own decisions? We're parents. We're supposed to be there for them. You can't sit there and say, hey, my kid is this, and I'm supposed to state boards of education, my bad. My bad. I was so off there. State board, Department of Education, State Board of Education. My bad there. I'm so far off on that.
I want to take this opportunity not to shit on you, but to present you a question. You're 50 years old, and there's some things that you believe that is debunked by the first page of Google. I want you to ask yourself, what else could you possibly believe that could be so blatantly wrong? And I'm going to tell you what one of those blatantly wrong things are, which are schools embracing inappropriate LGBTQ content. If a mistake was made, that should be brought up to your school board meeting and city council, and that can be addressed appropriately. But that's not a knock or a specific attack or a agenda of the community. It is a talking point made by Republicans to make people hate them.
Department of Education and State Board of Education, that's not almost the same thing.
No, the Department of Education is not the same as the State Board of Education, because the State Board of Education would directly impact the school.
State Board of Education right here. It says right here.
The Department of Education is in regards to civil rights enforcement and funding.
Levels, not by the federal government. State boards of education and state boards of agency, the state education agencies set mandatory academic standards.
Yes, we're talking about the federal one. The federal one is separate from that.
Yes, but I
said Board of Education, and it doesn't make it the same job as the federal one.
State now, and I don't know what it's called. And I said, hey, I used the Department of Education in the state, and now I'm saying it's the State Board of Education, which is just wording, but it's the same thing.
No, it's not the same.
And so you're going to tell me I'm completely off?
That's why we have states like Alabama teaching things vastly different from states like California. That's why the standards are different, because of the state boards. Why the hell do you think Alabama needs to teach worse math than California?
Because, listen, it has nothing about worse math. It has nothing to. It has to do with the federal. It literally
does. You do understand that certain states, particularly red states, are ranked the worst in education compared to places like Massachusetts, California, New York,
no, it has to do
Colorado,
with
so on and
of
so
them.
forth.
All of them. No one's teaching anything relevant anymore. They're not teaching money. They're not teaching, history. I could go give a crap about.
Like, they're teaching history. That's another thing Republicans are pushing back on.
What's that?
History, accurate history. I
mean, well, yeah, accurate history is good, because, like you were talking about that other guy about the Democrat Party was not the party of the KKK. It was. And don't ask me who it was, but David Duke was one of the guys.
I'm sorry, who said the Democratic Party was not the party of the Triple K?
Oh, I thought you were talking about that earlier when I was writing in the chat and no one was answering, and actually I was getting told I was wrong. So, I mean, and then everybody keeps bringing up the switch that happened in the, 60s? That never happened.
A little bit before then, but yes, it did.
It did not happen. They still stick to the same standards.
Can you tell me the party of the branch of Democrats that supported slavery, the ones that fought against it being abolished, particularly in the North and the South?
Yeah, the Confederate.
The Dixiecrats. And Dixiecrats were Confederates as well.
Slavery.
Can you tell me which party flies around and puts on the back of their trucks in their shops the Confederate flag as it sits today? Because it's not the Democratic Party.
So can I ask you? I'm not trying to ask a question, get a question. I'm not trying to do that. But can I ask you a question real fast?
Sure.
How many slave owners fought in the Civil War?
How many slave owners fought in the Civil War with the Confederates?
Yes.
A lot.
No. You know, only 2% of white people own slaves.
It's actually a little over 3.
It's a little over 3%. Okay, cool. You know, great. Now I know better. 3%. 3% of the people fighting in
That's
that
only
war
based off of what we
own
can
slaves.
assess.
Actually,
Obviously,
they
we don't
probably
have all
weren't.
the numbers from that time period, so there's that.
Okay.
Excuse me. Can you ask him to listen to
And
YouTube?
how about black slave owners at that time?
Just
What
shut
about
up.
black slave owners?
There was 3,700 black slave owners.
And what percentage is that?
Compared to the blacks that came over, I don't know. I didn't really think about it.
You made it.
But at the same time,
you talked about white slave owners. So the 3,700 that you mentioned, if we're comparing that to the 3% of white slave owners, what percentage of the black slave owners?
like you said, it's you don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God!
But at the same time,
you guys.
Oh my God! So you tell me, what's the percentage?
Can he listen to YouTube?
Now that's racist. I'm not
There's
excusing
going to be
white
delay.
people.
There's
I'm
going to be
saying that there was
delay.
3%.
Hold on. There's going to be delay, but I need you to listen to YouTube for a couple seconds. You're going to hear my co-host speak to you directly. Because of the delay, you're not going to hear it here, but listen to the YouTube stream really quickly.
Okay. Hi, caller. All right. I'm just going to be honest with you. You're severely misinformed. All right. Because what that myth that you are taking in as you're spreading here, that misinformation is based on, is based on the entire population of the United States of America as I believe it was 1860 or 1861. All right. But what we do know is that there were no slave owners, all right, in the northern states, because the northern states had outlawed slavery in the early 1800s. So we know, I believe it was like 1821 to be exact. But with that being said, we cannot take those states into account. We just simply can't do it. But what we can do is we can look at the southern states, and we can look at states like Mississippi. We can look at states like Louisiana. We can look at Georgia, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina. And what we will see, all right, is that almost a majority of the white people within the states had slaves. All right. Please notice that I said almost a majority. All right. In some states like Mississippi, you had about 30 something odd percent. I'm going off of memory here. 30 something odd percent of white people, all right, owning slaves. And we also have to consider into the fact too that only white men could be property owners. Only white men could be property owners. I need you to understand that. All right. So it's not taking into account the fact that white women, your children, all right, also participated in slavery. So we have to know that. All right. So you may not have a care for history, but if you're going to refer to history, things that actually did happen, then you're going to have to be factual about it. And you, sir, are not factual about this at all. There's much more that I can say. All right. What questions do you have?
Debbie's in the chat to the hate I feel for you for the $5 super chat. Then why are you marrying them off at 14 or 15 without parental guidance? My ass. That is still prominent in red states, and they refuse to ban child marriage. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to you. Guys, best way to support the platform is going to be links in the bio if you want to drop them. There's 10 more. And if you want to do other things, look at the rest.
A real slave owner in time?
What did he say?
Hold on.
So you're telling me that all this stuff that you're telling me that, so you're going to punish every white person because 30% in Mississippi, the 30% in Mississippi.
That was one number, darling.
I mean, but you're going to sit here and you're going to punish every white person because this is what's up.
No one mentioned anything about punishment. I love every time we have this conversation, you guys immediately go towards punishment.
And that's great, but here it is. No, punishment is also the fact that everybody brings it up and sits there and says, hey, white people are the problem because they had, well, great, they did, and they fought for it. But yet that wasn't the only thing they fought for. They fought for the same thing, which was taxes from the North. And so the Dixie flag didn't represent the slavery.
You're the one who brought up the Democrats and the party of slavery. You're the one who did this.
I'm just trying to tell you.
You're the one who brought this up. And now that we're here talking about it, here we are.
And who was who did David Duke visit in Congress? Was it Biden? Wasn't he friends with Biden?
No,
Wasn't he friends with the
he
Clintons?
wasn't at all. David Duke
Yes, he
never
was.
visited
He
Biden.
was.
I tell you what David Duke did do. He endorsed
Yes, he
Donald
did.
Trump for
He was.
president.
Great. I could endorse Obama. Doesn't mean that, just because it doesn't matter. What he says doesn't really
No,
matter.
you-
Klan member?
You can't choose your
contender.
you can't choose your endorsements, but the party that the Triple K would endorse is definitely an indicator of several things, I would argue.
No. And so the
Again,
problem is
you
that
mentioned the
we sit there and
Confederates.
say, because
We
some
know that the
stupid-
Confederates fought against slavery. We also know that many Triple K members did end up going to
Fought
fight on
for
in that
slavery.
war. We know it's the
Confederates
Republicans
fought
that are the
for
ones who go around wearing that flag proudly on their hats and on their chests, waving it from their households and whatnot. So if we're going to make this
Confederates
argument
fought
about the
for
racist
slavery.
party today, look no further than the one that stands on the ones of the past. I don't care if it was Democrats,
No,
because
not really,
Democrats
because
switch ideologically, whether you want to
You don't
acknowledge
know
that
if
or
you're
not.
black if you vote for if you don't vote for me. That's
God,
not.
you're a pivot patriot.
If you don't know if you're
Alright.
black, you don't vote.
You guys gonna be quiet.
Huh? Yes, I am a patriot.
Pivot patriot, yes you are. Alrighty, buddy. So let's do this. Let's do this.
And am I
Can
what?
you tell me what racist thing Donald Trump has said and done that he's ever apologized for?
When-
I gotta get to the city
when
council,
did
so I
he-
gotta drop.
When did
Okay.
he become racist? Because when he became a Republican?
No. Was he a
pivot
Republican in the
patriot?
70s?
No, he wasn't. He was a Democrat.
Was he a Republican in the 80s?
No, he was a Democrat.
What about the 90s?
He was a Democrat.
And the early 2000s?
Democrat.
Okay, cool. He was racist when him and his father and their housing company put C's on the applications of
Was he racist
black
when,
and brown people and used that to
Jesse Jackson
invalidate
gave
their
him an
ability to
award
apply
for
for said
helping
apartment. He
get
was
rid of,
racist when you put out an ad
Mar-a-Lago?
calling the Central Park Five a bunch of killers and rapists, despite there being no evidence supporting that claim, and stands on it to this
was
day,
not
to where the point to where the same five went ahead and
So
sued
you're
him
saying
because he
Jesse
repeating the
Jackson was
claims
wrong?
well into 2024. He was racist when he dated a black woman. Always keep forgetting her damn name.
No,
the
he
biracial
allowed
black
that
woman,
black
and said she got her education from her
allowed that
dad's
black woman
side, the
to
white
stay
one.
at Trump
He
Tower.
was racist when he told
then
his
hired
staff
her in.
to remove the black people off the floor when he had particular guests there. So that was the 4 time periods that I just gave you. We haven't even gotten to 2010, 2020, and 2025,
He was
2026.
not. He was a Democrat at those times. He became a Republican in like.
I literally just gave you examples of all the times he was
Obama.
being racist during the times that he was a
Yes,
Democrat.
And you sit there, and yes, that's exactly right. When he
Cool.
was a
You
Democrat.
can't use that to make a correlation between Democrats
I
and
mean-
racism other than him being white, in which case we can universally agree there's still white racists in either party.
Just said. Yeah, there are still black races in parties.
The fuck is
There's everybody's racist. There's a lot of racists in a lot of different groups. It doesn't matter.
You said that, not me. So you need to read a lot more. I would strongly suggest you start listening to content creators and reading more. 2 times you have to go to Google and debunk yourself on things you believed. I think there's a lot more that you can do. YouTube, I muted because we played the drop song. Sir, you can feel free to call back at a later date. I suggest the next time you call, you can call back with, more information on things. Alrighty. I'm probably not reading this in the correct orders, but whatever the fuck. W's in the chat to Crystal for the $5 Venmo. Since he supports Trump in this war, where is he enlisting into the military to go over there and fight for Trump's small PP war? That would be my advice. If you support Trump and his actions in Iran, Venezuela, and now what he's trying to do with Cuba, please be the first on the front lines and the first to enlist. Mermaid had a fantastic thing she started doing in her lives where she would call recruitment offices while the person was on the line. I think we should start normalizing that. That's what I think we should start doing. Is this the same guy calling back? Is this another guy? I don't know.
Call from
Ben.
Hold on a second, Ben. W's in the chat to Shauna for the $10 Venmo. Free us. You
Okay.
are freed. You are freed. W's in the chat to Somer for the $10 Venmo. Drop pool. This guy is a square. Huh, that's an understatement. W's in the chat to Queen for the $5 Cash App. School teaches the Bible and has hella sex in it. You know what? Shit. Someone did make a comment asking me to ask him about if he thought the Bible was kids reading material, and I actually forgot about it. That's my fault. We know the answer to that question, though. W's in the chat to Valerie for the $10 Venmo. We let them before 18. We let them before 18 because it keeps them alive. Oh, we didn't even talk about surgeries or anything of that nature. W to you. W's in the chat to Karen for the $10 Venmo. Drop. Go Crockett. Go Crockett 6,000%. Guys, if you'd like to support the stream and everything that we do here, whether it's to send a message, support the streams, or just send me money because you like my face, you may donate directly to the links in the bio. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Hector Talks with 2 R's, or Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. If you're over on the tube side, you may send a super chat or a super sticker. This will be the final call we do. I have 12 minutes before I end. Ben, you're on the line. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful, Ben. Can you tell me if you support the actions that he's taken in Iran?
I wanted to talk about capitalism, man.
Sure.
Can we do that?
Not a problem.
Sweet. Yeah. I love Trump because of capitalism.
Okay. Then you should love Democrats.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Democrats are pro-capitalism.
Tell me why. Change my mind. Inform me.
I'm sorry. Has it not been Republicans and Democrats that have been overwhelmingly voting against any policy that you would consider quote-unquote socialist?
Sorry, say that again?
Care, higher taxes on the wealthy. Overwhelming amount of Democrats, establishment Democrats, vote against the things that you say would attack capitalism. So,
Wait, I guess I'm kind of lost. So you're saying that Democrats are more pro-capitalist than Republicans?
I wouldn't say
Is that
more.
what you're
No,
saying?
I wouldn't say more, just because we would have more Democrats in the party that are for a few more caps and restrictions on capitalism for the betterment of society. But they're still overwhelmingly pro-capitalism.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So congratulations. If you voted for Trump because he's pro-capitalism, you could have done that with any Democratic candidate, especially the last couple, Obama, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. They were all capitalists. And they didn't have 34 counts of fraud
you
on
like
the
capitalism?
conviction record. None of them were held civilly liable of the sexual assault of E. Jean Carroll. None of them signed a bill into law to release the Island Man files, and are actively fighting against that law to this day. None of them are starting wars.
Do you like capitalism?
Do I like capitalism? Somewhat. I like what it
Okay.
can do for me. I don't like what it does to society.
What does it do to society?
It's harmful. It's inherently exploitive.
How's that?
Because in order for capitalism to thrive, there has to be a bottom class.
Okay. Explain that to me. What do you mean by that?
Simple. Capitalism is driven by profit, correct?
Right.
Okay. So if your main goal is to make as much money as you possibly can, that's going to require there being a bottom class, a class that you would pay only a certain amount, not fully based off of their labor, but based off of how much money you can make.
But isn't there a bottom class in every society?
Is a bottom class because of capitalism.
But in every society, and they
Most societies would uphold capitalism. We live in a capitalistic world, not just the United States.
Right. So, okay, then what would be your alternative to that, or what would be your fix to that? I guess
I advocate for social democracy more so because it's the most realistic thing we can actually do in the United States. That's simply taxing the 1% and the richest of the rich a bit more so we can get better programs, better pay, so on and so forth. So no one is going homeless or starving just because, including people who are working sometimes 1 and 2 full-time jobs, but still can't afford rent, groceries, gas, so on and so forth.
But that's to assume that the government will do a good job and an efficient job at carrying out that task, right? And that has, through the years, proven to be untrue.
We need tax reform.
What's that?
It's literally just a tax plan. It's not about the government controlling people's wealth. It's about a tax code that is adequate.
No, I get that. Right, yeah. So you get more, I mean, I think we all agree that the billionaire class should be taxed more. I think where most people would disagree, depending upon what side of the aisle you're on, is what is then done with that money.
What is then done with that money?
So,
what do you think
right,
should be
so
done with
we
the
just-
money? If you agree with the higher tax on the richest, what do you think should be done with the revenue?
So I honestly, man, this is my thought, right? So when you buy something, right, when you pay for something, you usually get a receipt, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. So why isn't it that way with most taxes, if not all? From federal to state to local, why don't you get a year-end receipt on all of the money that came in and all of the money that went out?
Oh, we actually do get receipts. Federally, local levels, things get a bit messier. I think more so what you'd be advocating for, which I would agree with, is ease of access to the public as to where money is going, and more accountability hearings, such as like mandated town halls on a local level every month. This is actually something that I agree with. James Talarico, the guy running for Senate here in Texas, we talked about making that a law, requiring you to show up and have a mandated town hall every single month. I think that's a fantastic idea, so people can ask you directly, hey, you said you taxed us this much for this thing. Where the fuck did it go?
Right. So we agree. But now that we agree, are you going to kick me off because they're going to pay you to kick me off like they did last time?
They haven't paid me anything to kick you off yet. Also, I thought we agreed on capitalism.
We do.
All right, then. So don't get mad at the people when they capitalize.
Right, and receipts. So your first question was, do I agree with with Trump attacking Iran? So let's dive into that, man.
Hold on. We haven't finished with the first point. I don't know if you fully answered what you want the additional tax revenue that we gain, where you want it to go. You said you want more receipts. That's one thing, but where do you want that money to go? Because we'd be taxing them more for a reason.
I think, by and large, that money needs to go into the local communities, and I am 100% on board with universal health care. I know, being a vet and being in healthcare, that it's easier said than done. So I think working that into like an autonomous system will be the challenge, but I think there needs to be accountability for that.
What do you think about a tax czar?
A tax czar. I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a fantastic idea. They should be mandated in every single state. I think there should be a person responsible for collecting all the, tracking all the tax revenue, every single department that it comes from. And when cents are off, there should be people getting checked out and fired.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with that.
All right. So we're going to have to start getting rid of some Republicans then, and Democrats for that matter. But to be fair, you kind of voted for this side that doesn't care about accountability.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen here. Trump's an arrogant asshole. We all know that. And, I'm not beholden to any one politician. So, yeah. I mean, if the purpose of it is just like bash Trump, sure, yeah, Trump sucks, whatever. Through the years, we've had pretty shitty choices. So this was the shitty choice I had.
Can you tell me how Kamala Harris was shittier than Donald Trump?
Oh, man. Yeah, I think I can. So I think her stance on foreign policy was pretty soft as it compared to Donald Trump, especially when it came to Iran. I mean, her famous quote of saying "don't." Yeah, I mean, they don't listen to that, right? Like Iran wanted to kill us and still does, and a lot of places do. And if you don't strike first, you know, they will. They'll kill us, right? They don't care about us and our way of life and our values. So yeah, I think that's one reason why I definitely voted for Trump over Kamala.
What did she say don't in response to?
What do you have? I believe the CBS correspondent said, "What do you have to say to Iran about building a nuclear weapon?" And she said, "Don't."
Okay.
Just don't. So,
I'm sorry. Has Donald Trump not used the same level of veiled threats?
No. He said, "I'm going to bomb the shit out of them," or quote unquote. That's what he said.
I mean, yes, he said that sometimes. Other times, he's used similar threats to other places. Don't test us. Don't try us. Don't do it. Not to mention, you'd be criticizing the administration, who, or at least Joe Biden as a vice president, under Obama, co-wrote the JCPOA, which actively led to peace between us and Iran up to a certain extent, at least stopping them from having nuclear capacity before Donald Trump pulled us out of that deal.
What did that come at, though? How much money did we give them?
We didn't give them any money. We just lifted sanctions.
You might want to look that up. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars we gave to Iran.
I think you're thinking about
especially
sanctions.
under the Obama administration. Go ahead. I don't have to Google it, but you can.
Pretty sure you're talking about the lifted sanctions, but let me double check this. Iran nuclear deal, correcting misconceptions. This is the Center for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation. The Iran deal included a U.S. payment of $150 billion to Iran. The facts. The money that Iran receives from complying with the agreement is not a direct payment from the U.S. government. Instead, the funds are Iranian foreign assets, which the international sanctions regime prevented Iran from accessing. Under the JCPOA, these nuclear-related sanctions were waived after Iran verifiably completed its initial obligations. The $150 billion figure is also inaccurate. The amount of money Iran could access from these foreign reserves is about $100 billion. Of this amount, about half of it is tied up on Iranian foreign debts. As U.S. Treasury Secretary Jacob Lew testified before Congress, the actual amount that Iran would be able to use is about $50 billion.
Right. It's a lot of money.
And?
Yeah, I mean, giving our adversaries money is like just not the game like I want to be a part of. Like, have you been over there? Like, have you been in the Middle East?
I'm sorry, do you think $50 billion is worth more than them having nuclear capacity?
So, no, but my question to you is, have you been in the Middle East?
No, I've not been to the Middle East. Have you been to the Middle
Okay.
East?
Well, yeah, several times, actually. Yeah. I've been to Iraq, I've been to Afghanistan, I've been to Kuwait, I've been to Doha, I've been all throughout the Middle East. You know they don't like us, right? Like, by and large, those places don't really like us and what we stand for in America. Like, for example, like letting
There's a lot of
women
places that don't
drive
like us, but
cars,
we still lead with
drive
diplomacy.
cars, and like go to my wife's an airline pilot. Like, she couldn't be an airline pilot in Iran.
Yeah. Do you think I think Iran is like an amazing place?
No, but they hate our way of life and want to kill us, and are trying to get a nuclear weapon to carry that out, and partnering with China to do so. So you have to strike first. You understand that, right? Like, that's like,
Again,
that's
we're
the
enemies
premise
with a
of
lot
like
of people.
our country.
We hate a lot of people. A lot of people hate us. We have deals with them, and we use those deals for the sake of peace. So we don't lead with aggression, because then that has not going to help them stop themselves from getting a nuke. We've seen since the Trump administration pulled us out of the JCPOA and his crazy fucking rhetoric that their enrichment levels went from the 3% that it was in 2016, 2017 to over 60% in 2026. They're closer than ever to getting a bomb, and that is because of Donald Trump.
Oh, come on, dude. Like,
do you think I can't substantiate every single thing that I just said?
Bro, you do understand that, like, you're going off of, like, skewed public data that...
What
like,
did I just say was skewed?
Well, one, that Trump is the reason why Iran is closer to building a nuclear bomb.
Yes.
And two... Oh, okay.
We can say for a fact that up until 2023, we would have been fine for sure until the deal was renegotiated. We can say for a fact that under the JCPOA, before we were pulled out of it, they were complying with the IAEA and United States regulations. 3%. Immediately after, a year after we got pulled out of the deal, their numbers went up because they had no reason to not do it.
Do you think it was maybe that, Iran's biggest export and their biggest part of their economy is oil and natural gas that they sell to China? Do you think that maybe, just maybe, that relationship had anything to do with them developing a nuclear weapon?
What?
What didn't make sense on that? So
their relationship with oil made them build a weapon?
So Iran's biggest part of their economy is oil and natural gas, for which they sell most of it to, that they don't use themselves, to China, right? Do you think maybe there could be some correlation there as to why that relationship exists and why maybe they're that much closer to developing a nuclear weapon?
No. Because
no,
they had a
you don't
deal
think so
in
at
play.
all.
And the deal in place stopped them from whatever relationship they had or reasons they had to enrich nuclear energy to weapons grade.
What component of the deal do you think is going to stop people that hate us from doing so?
The
what
lifting of
component
millions of dollars in sanctions that would allow them to invest their money into bettering their area, into their own investments.
They don't care about that.
They quite literally did. They quite literally have. That's what they've been doing.
Bro,
this
come
whole
on. You
time.
give a fuck, they're
If you
taking
think
us for a
if
fool.
you think they want more money for their own fascist regime, then sure. But again, they didn't have nukes. Billions, actually, Matt. Yes.
Come on, bro. Like, that, like, Obama got taken for a fool.
It was working though, so I don't see why. Again, we had 400 something inspections in the first year. They were following it. We were safe. I'm sorry. Are you under the belief that they just had nukes under the JCPOA? Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm not even going to do you like that. I have to end. I have things to do, and you've actually been cool, so I'm not going to just aggressively hang up the phone on you. You're more than welcome to call back at a later date. I would say until then, read some more. But appreciate your civility. You have a good night. At least we agreed on the capitalism parts. Alrighty. I got to go. W's in the chat to Brooke for the $2 Cash App. Appreciate you. One for Erica. W's in the chat to Brooks again for another $1. How much does a new cord for your mic cost? I don't even fucking know. And I don't even know if it's the cord. That's the thing. Did it go down again? It sure did. W's in the chat too. Hi Isabel for the $4 Cash App. In line to vote in Texas. Let's fucking go. As of 7 minutes ago, if you weren't in line, you're cooked. But the count starts now. The count starts now. By the end of the night, we should have results. I'm debating coming back live after we get them. We'll see. But we'll figure it out. John, if you weren't such a bitch and I had more time, I would invite you up to tell me what indefensible thing we've defended under the Obama administration and the Biden administration. But here we are. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream. Y'all have done terrible today with the engagement. I'm not going to lie. Y'all have done a horrible job with the engagement. Y'all just don't like niggas today? Just fuck niggas? Okay, it's fine. Alrighty, before we end, if you're not following me, hit that follow button in the top left corner. We are live every Saturday at 3 p.m. CST. You're fine, Blue Canary. And randomly throughout the week. Don't worry about the shares or the gift goal, but if you'd like to throw some last minute for me, I'm not going to stop you. Check out the links to the bio and do a couple of things before we head out. Follow me on all the social media platforms. Join the Discord community. We are over 600 members strong. Getting yourself some merchandise off the merchandise shop because Kamala would fucking never. That's the line we're promoting, and that's what hoodie behind her. My favorite color. Fantastic hoodie. There's a cheaper one too. That's a bougie one. That's like vegan cotton. I didn't even know cotton could be fucking vegan, but I liked it. It's very comfy. And finally, always links in the bio. Links in the bio if you want to support the stream. With that being said, I have shit I want to go do, so I'm going to go do said shit. I will keep y'all... No, I won't keep y'all posted. I'm just... Keep an eye on the Texas race, and let's hope for the best. Jasmine Crockett for the win. Otherwise, I'm going to have one fat drink. With that being said, good night, everyone. I hope you guys have a fantastic night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. for the Fun and Facts Show. The Fun and Facts Show with Eric Ashante after 1:30 p.m. CST. Hopefully you guys tune in there. YouTube, you guys have been a blast. Let me make sure I don't miss anything over here. No, I got it. Shout out to some of the hardest working mods on the YouTube side. And let me be clear, because I saw y'all's chats yesterday, TikTok. I have fantastic mods on the TikTok side. I have the best fucking mods on the TikTok side. The reason why I gave YouTube extra love is because I literally do nothing over there. I'll actually watch the chat over here. I'll actually get some people here. I don't check YouTube. People over on YouTube carry every fucking thing. And that's why I make sure I give them a special shout out. But all of my mods, except Natalia, are fantastic. With that being said, good night, YouTube. I'll catch y'all in tomorrow.